Hi, welcome in everyone to Dragonlance episode, what are we, episode 8.
Hey.
Yay, this is fun.
Old enough to drink.
Wait, what? I'm sure. Good morning, Zach. Hi, everybody. Good, this is good. Welcome to the workshop. We're live. We're about to jump in D&D. I know we're waiting with great trepidation to see what happens to a couple of geese here in some mansion somewhere. But before we do that, we're going to go around saying hello to everyone who's agreed to this mayhem and playing with us. And then we're going to do the recap, and then we'll jump right into the game. Why don't we start with the one who apparently started drinking at 8 years of age? Goose, Zach, tell us about
It's a cultural thing. In Australia, the legal drinking age is 8.
So you have that with the hot dog thing. What was it called? I can't remember. The Snuggie?
Snag?
Snala.
It was close.
Snags.
Snuggie. All right, snag. What? Sure, go for it.
Yeah, the snag.
Zach Speaks Giant is where you can find me for things such as a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel, a podcast called I Speak Giant, which has been going on for too many years, many would say. But you can on my YouTube channel, I share very silly D&D stories and silly thoughts of my own brain as well. You can also, if you want to check out Stray Gods, the video game that I'm a very small part of working on, made by David Gator, voiced by Laura Bailey.
Never heard of her.
RPG musical that I am very excited for the world to see eventually. I'm playing Goose, who is stupid, but I love him anyway.
Nice. He's not stupid, and I heard that you're doing the game all by yourself, but that's awesome. Yeah, that's all you. And Laura Bailey, you should be voicing the whole game.
Laura Schmaley, more like.
Got him. Ollie, Dread, tell us all about you, where we can find you, and all things Dreaded GM. Please save us.
Hello, I'm Dread from Dreaded GM. If you want to know what I do, you can Google it. But if you want a little bit more information, well, you can head over to Twitter where I post tweets, or you can head over to the Twitch channel where I run games. One in particular that is coming up very soon on the 13th of April. We're starting Horror on the Orient Express. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've got a brand new cast. Some people know who they are here. I'm looking at you, Junie. But tune in for that because it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Apart from that, if you see me randomly sit back today, it's because I'm getting my blood pressure taken at random intervals throughout the game. So that's fun. Don't even worry about it. Okay, cool. We're going to pass
You've made it sound like we're doing that to you.
Yeah, you best sit still, and I want the readings right away.
Towards the prequel episodes, we'll randomly take my blood pressure. So if you want to see prequel content and you want to make my blood pressure get taken, donate towards that because that's what'll happen.
Nice.
Yep.
Amazing.
This may or may not have been true.
This is true. Yes.
The doctor's prescribed more Dragonlance.
That's I have a fever.
You need to play more Dungeons and Dragons.
And the only cure is more Dragonlance. Lyndon, Robert, tell us all about yourself. And you're wearing one pointy ear, but not two.
Well, the other one's underneath here. You
I
can't
mean,
see it. It's
commit
all
all the way. You got to go all the way.
All right, fine.
No,
hi, everybody. I'm Robert Hartley GM.
Yay.
I am a dungeon master, a TTRPG player, full-time nerd. I am found all over the internet at Robert Hartley GM, mostly here on Twitch and over on YouTube. I'm most well known for being a dungeon master for a comedy group called Viva la Dirt League, but I'm a dungeon master in my own right as well. So,
Okay, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, nice. That's great. Thank you, Rob. And you're playing today?
And today I'm playing Lyndon, one half of a dangerously codependent twin couple situation with the lovely AJ Winters above me here. I'm Lyndon, a wizard, a transmutation wizard, particularly.
Now I have a problem to ask you. If I have a catapult, all right. Corey, JJ, tell us all about you. Where can we find you? What's going on at Winter's Tales?
Hello, I am AJ Winters. You can find me at Winter's Tales. It's the company I run and this studio that I'm currently in.
Fancy.
We do Dungeons and Dragons. I world build and I am a dungeon master for our completely homebrew world and I would say vaguely Dungeons and Dragons game. Because most of the time I don't follow rules. We also do collaborative world building, and this week a very exciting thing that we've got going on is on Sunday we've got another game of Four Corners starting up, where 4 world builders build a world together. And Ellen is going to be on that episode alongside Dead Aussie. Yeah, this one right there, across the way. Alongside Dead Aussie Gamer and Janet from World Anvil, which is going to be a very interesting group on Sunday. So check that out.
Nice. And
Hot tip for that game: make your islands look like a big butt. That's what I did.
That is what you did. Yeah.
It's how
There was something to do with a potato. Your one was the one with the butthole, though. Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
And tonight I'm playing Corey. Corey is
Nice segue,
the other half of the twins. Corey is a bit of a butthole sometimes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Works
Good
out.
segueing. Corey is a wizard. And right now very angry at most of her family members.
Wonderful.
Hurrah!
Yeah, the plight of the middle child.
Yep.
Well, we have Ellen, but it's not just Ellen showing up. I think you also have Bowser, which is probably my favorite. Ellen, tell us about where we can find you and all about Bowser and maybe about your character too.
I mean, try and stop him appearing on this stream is what I say. Bowser indeed is a... Oh, people are asking, where's Bowser? As if you can't hear him throughout. Oh. There he is. Hang on, he's coming.
It's just a tiny little puppy.
Yeah, just a little guy.
I'm on camera, Mom.
You know? Very,
So big.
So big.
very portable, as you can tell. Oh my god, Bowser, no. Sorry, he just knocked
second
over
she
one of my
puts him
dice.
He
just
rolled the nat
knocked over
20.
one of my-
I bet he rolled the nat
He
20
did.
though.
He knocked over my dice box. He rolled a 19. Not bad. All right, he can stay.
Not bad.
I am Ellen. Or if you follow me on Twitter, I am Ellen K Graham 1. You can see all the different streams that I'm in. You can find me on Sirenscape every Friday, where I play Cyberpunk Red. It's very fun. We are killing off clones of our characters. So
Ooh.
truly a Highlander situation there. So that's super fun. I do a monthly June stream. That's on hiatus, but we will be coming back soon. You're going to find me on AJ's channel on Sunday. I'm very, very excited. And mainly, you can find me and all the stuff I do at Roll to Cast, which is ROLE to cast. It's kind of a pun. We love that here. We are an any-winning variety TTRPG podcast. Each season of the podcast is a different game system. So there should be something for everyone, from Cyberpunk to Vampire the Masquerade, Pulp Cthulhu, Kids on Bikes, Witcher, Avatar Legends, you name it, we've got it. And if we don't have it yet, we will endeavor to have it in future. So follow Roll to Cast on all of the socials. Listen to the podcast, see if you like it. And yeah, that's me. I'm playing Juniper Rose, who is the eldest sibling of the Hartmann clan. Very much Team Mum vibes.
Team Mum.
Rather forced to be Team Mum vibes because of the parentification of her as a young child. But hey.
Is it okay for the GM to have a favorite player?
Is it Bowser?
it is Bowser. You got ahead of me. Rude. That was way rude. He rolled a 19.
Yeah,
Who doesn't love Bowser?
All of my rolls will be done by Bowser tonight. So.
Perfect. I love how you picked him up for like 10 seconds and you've been winded since. He's a very small puppy. All right, we're gonna jump into the intro, then the recap from our lovely goose, and then we'll jump right back into the game and cross our fingers. Did everybody go? I think everybody went. Good.
Did
So,
everybody have an introduction?
huh?
Did everybody have an introduction?
I think everybody got their introduction. Excellent. Excellent, Iago. Excellent. All right, so hold on. We'll be right back. And good luck, everyone. Okay, BRB.
What?
Huh?
It has been 300 years since the gods punished the world of Kryn. They shifted continents, sundered nations, consumed empires. 300 years since the gods departed, ushering in the time of darkness. Yet nothing is eternal. The world begins to heal. Fragile nations rebuild, tentative alliances reforge. But in the shadows to the east, the drums of war sound. Will darkness consume the land, or will heroes stand in its way? Welcome to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen.
So, the messenger of the Draconians arrived at Vogler to decree that the town had to house the incoming army, give up every 10th person to join the Horde. Top it off, they had taken 2 prisoners. Finch, my best friend since childhood, lead guitarist in my band, fellow revolutionary, or Godswin, who once got me thrown in jail for littering. I got to pick which one lived, as long as I could land a hit on the messenger. When I finally did, it felt like punching concrete, but like on fire concrete. Finch was let go, Godswin hung. Not before telling me to take care of Juniper and the rest. Ollie almost wrecked the whole thing by throwing a few swings. Got a lot of chutzpah, that boy. Not a lot of brains. Reminds me of, someone. The messenger cut my eye out for it. Whatever, I look more dashing with a patch anyway. We agreed to the messenger's terms for now, and regrouped. Well, I slept. When I woke up, the twins had found a catapult. Lyndon had that look in his eye when he gets excited about maths. Not 100% sure we're related, to be honest. Ollie ran away, which everyone took very seriously, but just like I knew he would, he came back. Running away and coming back at this point is a time-honored Hartmann tradition. We're all in the depths of some harebrained scheme. The twins and Ollie are creating some weapon of mass destruction, while Juniper and I are stealthily infiltrating the Gerber mansion. Who knew she knew how to misbehave? We might be siblings after all.
Nice little recap. We love it.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Just enough time
Hi.
for the imaginary phone call.
I'm good. I missed that whole conversation. I'm sure it was fine and perfect. So as we jump back into the game, we'll pick up where we left off with our lovely twins who are totally fine, not in trouble whatsoever. The Goose and Junie. I don't know why I said twins.
Yeah,
They're
I
both
was gonna- I was
troublemakers. They're both troublemakers.
I
The
was
twins
like,
are
yeah,
not
the
troublemakers.
twins aren't in trouble. They
No,
are fine.
They are. The twins are the trouble. Wherever they go.
I am the danger.
That's exactly it. Both Goose and Juniper had, along with Finch, had concocted, mostly Goose, I guess, concocted this plan to break into the Gerber mansion, steal all their steel, and provide it to Lyndon to convert into some kind of idea that he was cooking up, which was a little bit maybe complicated for Goose, but the plan is sound. In the
Lyndon,
meantime,
meanwhile, just went to the blacksmith and got a bunch of iron.
exactly. Meanwhile, Lyndon is almost done doing what he wanted to
Lyndon's
do.
done his plan.
Yeah,
But-
but my plan was overly complicated and convoluted.
You might be able to tell, but maybe part of this plan is unhealthy coping mechanisms.
And so when Goose and Juniper broke into the Gerber mansion, which is right here, you found your way into the chamber of Cassandra, where some previous nights Goose had done some weirdness, pushed her bed aside and found.
Don't phrase it like that.
I'll tell you, it's terrifying. You broke her window and stared at her in the moonlight, and she was
I
like,
didn't
"What?"
stare. There was no staring. All right.
Maybe a little bit of
It
staring.
was a break window and then a run away.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's better. You're right. I'm sorry. Not weird. You
That
broke.
sparkly vampire fanfic things told us that breaking into women's bedrooms in the night is perfectly romantic.
Fine,
True.
it's romantic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. This is Twilight version 2. You guys didn't know, but Team. I don't remember the name of the characters of that movie, but anyway, Edward. I remember Edward. Anyway, you'd broken into her bedroom. You moved the bed, found a trapdoor leading down. You followed it down the ladder and found yourself not in the treasury. No. You'd found yourself into some weird altar chamber. There was an altar and a sigil with a broken set of balance or scales. You took the sigil, you took a bloody dagger, you took some elements that you'd found across the room. Cassandra, despite the fact that a big explosion happened in the front gate of their mansion, had run back to her room, broken down the door to enter it, and had seen and heard the commotion. You can hear her upstairs fiddling with the trapdoor and has finally gotten it open, while you in the chamber below had realized that there were only one of two ways out. The ladder going back up to her room, and you had also seen sewer grates leading down below. And that is where we'll pick up, with the sound of Cassandra finally opening the trap door. And this is like 20 feet up. It is dark in here. I have light going on just to make it possible for you to, and the audience to see, but it is fairly dark in this chamber, and you can smell the refuse that sits in the murky waters below of the sewage system. It is not the most pleasant place you're in, but that is where you are. And as you hear the footfalls of Cassandra beginning to slowly make her way down, Goose and Juniper, what would you like to do?
We should go.
We should, but first, think about this. We're all this way, came all this way. If we leave now, we need, if we can just ask a few pointed questions to old mate Cassandra, I think this will be all worth it. Plus, I really want to make sure I kind of deliver on the narrative promise of those bloody arrows. So, remember when after the twins were born and we played jacks like way into the night, like way too late, and Dad came in, he was super angry at us. You remember this? And you snuck out while he came in, and then you came back in. You remember this?
You need to get to the point.
Okay, you stand by the door on the other side of where she'll come in. Like, she'll come in, you stand to the opposite side. I'll stand in the middle of the room, and I'll distract her. When she's distracted by me, you slip back up the stairs, wait 10 seconds, come back down, holding those bloody arrows. Make some flippant comment about killing off the guards. She'll freak out. She's not very smart.
I need you to, as you're talking, are you like stage whispering this?
Yeah, stage
I think
yelling.
yeah.
Okay.
I was whispering.
All right, let me see if she can hear you in this confined space, right? Like, 'cause she's kind of not that far. What would be a stealth of tongue? Just give me like a, Jesus.
Stealth of tongue.
Stealthy tongue.
Stealth of tongue.
You give you a
That's me when
charisma
I-
check?
Ooh,
Give me like performance. I feel like performance would be appropriate here.
Yeah, ready?
Do I have to do
charisma
anything?
based
12?
stealth check?
Yeah. What'd you get?
12?
Okay.
I really hate
okay.
the idea of a stealthy tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Definitely good at it.
That's gonna haunt my
Stealthy
dreams.
tongue. Oh yeah.
She rolled.
We gotta be careful. It'll catch on. What do you mean?
You can hear her call down to you. You know, this is a fairly closed space. I didn't mean to overhear, but I did.
So she would have heard me?
She heard you, and she knows there's somebody else in here because you're talking to somebody. She rolled a 20.
Are we staying? Or are we going?
Just get the corner.
Listen, I'm not sure what you want, but hang on. I'll make
I'll
this
creep
easier
into the
for us.
corner.
I tip over one of the glass things on the table and go, oops, sorry about that.
You hear a burst of like fire as you can see her on the ladder about 15 feet up from you. Her right hand is encased in this black purple fire that's illuminating now in sort of a dark light, or a black light.
Stairs
the
to
room.
get down here.
No, it's a ladder. Sorry, I think I corrected myself last week. So it's a ladder going down.
Okay, then my plan sounds completely unhinged.
That's okay. That's okay.
It always was, babe.
You know what?
It
It could-
always
Absolutely
was.
no way that can
It's all good. And she, with the black fire, you see that the room is now encased in this light, highlighting you, sort of like what fairy fire would do, but like sort of inverse. You have a purple sort of outline to you, and you can see that her eyes are glowing that same purple color, and she's looking down across the chamber. Right. Okay.
Hi,
doesn't-
Cassandra.
Can she see me?
Yes, unless you're in some
Right.
corner of this tiny room that is out of sight. I don't know. There's like the table, there's the sigil, there are a few books, there's a bookcase, but it's. I mean, here. Let me show you better. on the stream.
Yeah.
I love that you're just like, can she see me? Not like, am I invisible? Like, there's no reason she shouldn't be able to see you. You're just in the room. You're like, but can she see me?
Maybe she has like a stigmatism.
I mean,
or
if
something,
she's
you know?
yeah, or if
She's
she's
got blind
like
spot.
if she's looking down a ladder, she may not have like the whole
Yeah,
lay
no,
of the room. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. No. She has a full visibility of the chamber below.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Maybe she's got a
But
migraine
can
coming
she
in, and
see me?
she's got like a
But can she
migraine
see-
aura. And
Maybe
so
she
can't-
does. Suddenly, I forgot to take my Advil,
Television.
so sponsored by Advil. We're not sponsored by it.
I think maybe look, based on the bad decisions of my brother,
You are in my house. I think it's appropriate for me to speak. No.
Oh, sorry, that was that was based on the bad decisions of my brother would be Juniper. I think yeah, Juniper will maybe just like raise her bow and say, "We'd like to ask you some questions, right, Goose?"
That's right, J-Town. You tell him.
But that's. So wait, let me get this straight. You break into my house, into my bedroom for the second time. You traipse around into the basement, and you want to ask me questions.
I take umbrage with your usage of the word traipse, honestly. It was more of a sneak, maybe a slunk, at worst. But a traipse I will not abide. But yeah,
What-
we're
We
going to ask
already-
you some questions. Because I've got a
We
big
already
hammer.
know
and
your
she-
secrets.
Yeah.
You might as well
and
come down
that.
here and talk frankly.
My secrets.
Maybe we can come to some sort of arrangement.
All right. I'll humor you, and stay up here and listen to what you have to say before I make a
I
decision.
kick the ladder as hard as possible.
Nice. Make an attack roll.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We're gonna
That
have
is a
to-
19 on the die for a 25.
You kick
Wow,
the ladder
good.
from
Wowzer
under
roller.
her, and she is
I'm just
not.
so proud we got to 8 episodes.
She is not expecting that at all. You watch as she suddenly begins to fall. She's 15 feet up. She'll make a quick dex save. As she falls. She was trying to
catch her.
be. She's trying to be haughty and mighty, but she is falling. Like she completely lost her balance. You watch the purple flame from her hand kind of disappears. She begins to tumble down. You want to catch her?
Yeah.
Okay, you prevent her from falling face first into the ground and breaking a couple
I
teeth.
catch her, and then it just immediately drop her.
She stands up, covered in dust and dirt, and she looks up to all of you. Her little bit of a magic trick kind of dissipating.
Little tumble there, huh?
What do you want?
Ladders, so rickety. Your father, great guy. Big fans of old mate Mr. Gerber here. You know that. I'm sure you can agree. You seem to be
Can't
also
stay
a
off
big
to bed,
fan
but
of your
so
father.
excited for this episode.
Huh?
Sorry, I got distracted because there was an alert that I forgot to turn off. Say that again.
Cassandra, I know you just
Sorry,
had
I'm
an
just-
injury, all right?
I have this
Pineapple.
aura. I have this
The
migraine
wall of
aura.
Patrons just like bing.
I have this migraine aura. I apologize. I didn't take my medicine yet. One more time. You love
Your
my father?
Great guy, huh? You think so too?
Well, that's funny that you should say that. I have an offer for you. If you'd hear me out.
I am all ears and like a butt and some other stuff, but mostly ears.
She reaches over towards the bow of Juniper and touches the arrow with the intention of...
Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
Alright, she brings her hand down. You know, I could... Threatening you doesn't seem very useful. And
No, it really doesn't. I say as I have a very, very tight, like white knuckle grip on my bow, like essentially ready to swing up and fire.
sure.
See, here's
She
the
does-
thing that you noble kind never seem to fully grasp. Yes, you've got money. You've got so-called soft power. But the thing is, we, and I crouch down right where she's like resting on the ground, outnumber you. So you gotta get it in the head, bud. Right up
You-
here in the gray, that I do not give a shit and we will kill you.
Not to mention this town is probably going up in flames anyway. What's one more body amongst the embers?
And you think you're the good guys?
No.
Oh, good.
I think I'm a good fucking sister.
And she's a really good shot. So you gotta be kind of quick with the...
Make an insight check for me, both of you.
Me? Oh,
Both of
okay. Ooh. Oh, wait. Bowser, I don't know how to actually do this. Drop it! No, drop it! Well, that was the worst decision of my life ever. Nearly.
Okay, yeah, let's
Fed
not
your
choke
dog
the
a dice.
let's not choke the dog.
Let's never try that again.
Yeah.
Let's never try that again.
He
Insight,
did-
you say?
Yeah, he did that stealth tongue move. Zach, what did you get?
I got a 3.
Oh, nice. Okay,
I
very
like
insightful. Yeah.
I got a 16.
Okay, you
Thank
see, is
No worries.
Goose is both of you are kind of threatening her. She is absolutely unbothered. She's nonplussed at all by your threats, by your mini spiel. And as you finish your sentence, she looks to you and says, "Are you done? Is it my turn, or are you still not done grandstanding? I don't mind."
Can I punch her? I'd like to punch her.
I'm
I want
so
to punch
disappointed
her.
that the twins aren't there for this.
You could try. Do you want to try
The
punching
twins would
her?
love this so much.
It was so
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
okay.
she's seen that, like, she doesn't see us as a threat. I'm
Make-
furious.
Perfect. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Okay. What's that? That is a 10.
Perfect. The bloody dagger that you took. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I sure
You-
do.
Yes. Where did you put it?
I think I... Did I
In
grab
my
the dagger?
Juniper,
no.
did you-
I've got the dagger. What did you grab? We got a sigil as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah,
You
Juniper
stole
had the
sigil.
dagger.
I got the dagger. I think I put it in my satchel.
Perfect.
My
You
little-
feel
my little knapsack.
the dagger pierces through your knapsack and literally finishes right beneath your throat, and you can feel the pinprick of it just pushing in. You take, just for now, 1 point of damage, and she goes, "I mean, when we pick up toys we don't understand, we open ourselves to all kinds of foolishness. I don't want to threaten you. That's not what I'm here for. I could snap my fingers and boil the blood in your veins, Gustav. I'm not interested. I don't particularly care for either one of you. Your siblings would be a different matter, but you're not them, they're not you. Why carry the family stigma from one person to the other? It seems that you're not fans of my father. Well, it seems we have that in common. I suspect that you've broken into my house to find money. It's always money for people like you. Am I close?
And I also wanted to kill your dad, so... Two
Well-
things, I guess.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. What is one more body indeed, in the midst of mayhem? So, I will pay you once the deed is done. You will return what you have taken from me, and you will make your way out, possibly through the sewers. I don't really want you to be seen around the house, but if you must, whatever way to get you out of my house. And when you've done the work, I will pay you handsomely, and we will never speak of this again.
First, we're going to need some information. You probably know a few things about the magical, nifty trinkets your father is holding. Second, we're keeping what we have. And third, yeah, we're going to go out the sewers because it'd be just kind of awkward to go out through the house. Everyone would see us. It'd be a whole thing. We don't want people to talk.
I don't want people to talk either. I must
There we go.
insist on at least retrieving. And she snaps her fingers. You watch the dagger that's at your throat, Junie, flies back to her hand. Again, You think... Well, irrelevant. What would you like to know about my father?
Seems like he's traded some people's lives for some shiny bits and pieces.
Well, his
What?
bits and pieces he's acquired through money. It's what else but money. He has...
He gave Finch to the fucking army. Can we please stop dancing around this?
Can you prove it? I can't. Now, it's possible that it's not the first time, and it's possible that... And she watches, she turns her face to kind of look around the room to just make sure nothing else has been taken. You can see the bruise that's across her cheek sort of fading. You can see bruises on her that leave like ring marks. Like, she has been on the tail end of some disagreements. Now let's pretend that my father had threatened to offer me instead. I can't, and I have been trying to pin this on him for a while, but who in the town will stand against him? He pays for the militia, or he pays for the few city guards. He pays for some of the leaders of the city to just look the other side. And he pretends to be this grandiose person in public who funds all this research and schoolings. Who wants to kill the golden goose? No one. Did he trade Finch? Yes. Can I prove it? No. Did he do it for trinkets and steel? Yes. Another
Oh.
reason that you should want him dead. You should be paying me for
Fantastic.
this, not me you.
The point is, if we're gonna do this thing, we need information about him. The magical trinkets he's got, what do they do? Can he summon a dagger to slice our necks?
That's...
Help us help you, you know?
Make a persuasion roll for me, please.
Would I be getting the help action from my
You
dear
ca-
sister?
You can. She is there.
Am I helping by just glowering?
Okay, that
Give
is
me
a
a
I'm
little
glowering.
stink eye.
It helps.
I'm giving that stink eye.
Sure. There's still two of you and one of her here, despite how confident she appears to
Yeah,
be.
like the whole time that the dagger was to my chin, I never lost her gaze. I just
Mhm.
stared directly at her.
22 for the persuasion.
Nice. I know at least of one of what his items does, which will require diligence on your end. Actually, I need to know how much she knows. So he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah, this might be a thing that she tells us, and then you tell us off air as well.
Nope, this is fine. So she knows of two of his items, and he has more. But she's deciphered two of them because she's been watching and she's been studying. She's not... I don't know how much Lyndon or Corey would have told you, but where they are studied, she seems to have skipped, let's say, some levels by attaching herself to some kind of patron. You possibly have a concept of what a warlock is, and you get the sense that where for them it's intuitive, it's not intuitive, rather it is hard study and sheer brilliance on your siblings' end. For her, it's sort of gifted, it fell out of the sky because she made a deal with somebody. And she doesn't have that same arcane acuity as your siblings do. But despite this, she's deciphered at least two of his items, and she'll tell you, one of them allows him to rewind time in a very limited capacity. The last 10 to 12 seconds of life, so that if something untoward were to happen to him, he can simply rewind the clock for himself and undo whatever happened to him. Wouldn't it be nice that if you were to get stabbed in the gut, you could simply have that not happen to you? Even a mere fraction of a second is priceless. The second thing that he has, well, I recognize this as pure necrotic magic. If he were to die through unconventional means, meaning not old age, and he is not a young man, but still, he would sprout back up, right back to his living self, albeit exhausted, tired, but very much alive. So what that means for you mechanically is that if you kill him, he'll pop back up with 1 hit point.
Do we know what item is what thing?
The necklace that he has is the Death Ward, and she tells you one of his rings acts as the sort of timer reset thing that allows him to reset back 2 rounds.
Okay then. Very helpful. See? We can work together.
Don't
Shall
condescend
we?
to me. Don't condescend to me.
J-Man.
No.
J-Town.
Nope.
J-Bone.
So
I'll kill your father, but I don't want your money. I'll do it because
will-
he's a blight upon this town. And so
I
are
will
you.
take them. I'll take them.
And while I have sympathy for you growing up unloved, I still cannot bring it in me to care about you or your plight.
But that's fine.
Do we have a deal?
Sure. She will take the deal from Juniper that says that you won't take the money. She's happy to.
I'm gonna just kill her dad. Yeah.
I'll take the money. I'll be taking the money. Don't you worry. But on the not caring about you, we are in alignment. Do not give a shit.
Good. Then everybody in this room is in agreement. And with that, she will shake hands with Juniper. And she will take the dagger. She'll let you take the sigil. She doesn't much mind. And she will point to the grate and wait for you guys to leave because she doesn't trust you in her altar room.
Let's
Goose
go, Goose.
hauls up the grate, and as he jumps down, you see the water, like, because I assume it's not. How deep is the water down there?
So it actually flows directly here. I'll show you. I was like, I don't know if they're gonna fight, but there's a sewer. Oops. It drops down, and then there's like a sewer system, and it immediately feeds into the river itself. So like sort of gives
Okay, cool.
out down below.
Is this the same? Is this the same map? Just another level beneath it.
I made a separate just mansion area.
Oh my god! Of course you did.
Rackham? Does Rackham look like he
a
comes
Tales
to fuck
by a
around?
sewer map. Just a sewer. He's just got a sewer made up in the same tale. Oh, it's just incredible.
Does not walk around.
So with that, you've shaken hands. You've made a deal
Yep.
with the devil you know, and you want to jump down, Goose. You said you were saying you go into the water. There's like there's some amount of yuck down here, and then it immediately feeds into the water.
He jumps down, and as he does, the water parts around him, and he lands just on like dry, the dry bed underneath whatever this runs over. It's like, seems like a surprise to him as well. He's like, yeah, cool. Yeah, dry landing, J-Town.
I'm guessing I jump into the muck. I don't know if that same thing is going to happen for me.
It extends around him.
Perfect.
Great, we jump down.
All right. With this, you've made your way into the mansion, and having made a deal with Cassandra to kill her father, she lets you go. Let's cut back to the twins and Ollie, who are deep in the midst of transmutating some stuff. So we cut back to you guys. You've been to the blacksmith at this point. You've collected the iron from him, easily done, and you have begun transmutating. So you wanted to spend the hour doing this, right?
Yeah, this is the full thing. I worked at the math that I did was on how long it would take to transmute as much as I could, which is only an hour, because I can only concentrate on transmutation, minor alchemy, for 1 hour before it starts to revert itself.
Excellent.
So and I worked it out as a cube before, but obviously we're actually putting it into a sphere, which I then worked out the volume of the diameter of the sphere is 69 nice centimeters wide.
Nice.
So a ball of iron about that big.
So while you're doing all this, Corey and Ollie, what are you guys up to? You've helped him kind of bring the stuff over, as I understand, but once he starts transmuting for an hour, are you doing anything other than watching your brother?
Ollie's just sheepishly just like watching everything happening, just waiting to see if anything is said or done. Ollie is very careful about what he says and does around the twins, especially when they're alone, because he knows that their relationship is challenged at best.
Okay. Then
Lyndon isn't being as harsh or unforgiving or anything. He's very much in the mindset of we've got a real strain between me and Ollie at the moment, but we've put that aside because there's bigger things to deal with. So he's being curt and clipped and things, but he's definitely still using him to be like, Ollie, get me that thing. Ollie, pass me that stuff. Ollie, break this up. Put it in that pot, melt it down, blah, blah, blah. He's giving him instructions of what he needs to do, but he's not being like overly rude. His patience with Ollie is found a new high based on the fact that they need to work together because they've got very little time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The question that I have about the catapult, the gnome flinger, it was set atop like the tower, but there is an elevator that allows it to sort of come down. Did you guys want to do it off
we asked him to. It's up to obviously it's somewhat theater of the mind here. Would it be able to hit with the range that the guy said it had?
Yes.
And the aim that he could do, would it be able to hit where the guards are from where it is?
Yeah, you could either do it from top up above, or you can elevator it down, which will take a little bit of time, but it gets to the bottom, which doesn't eat into your transmutation. But I just need to know where it is.
Yeah, if it's possible to hit where the guards are from where it is, then we'll just leave it where it is because it removes the risk of anything going wrong or breaking on the way. We'll just fling it from where it is.
Okay, so then you sit on top of Thornwall Keep. There is the turret is the word. The tower, and on top of the tower sits the gnome flinger. So I had moved it down below. I'll put it back on top.
Right.
Corey, what are you doing in the meantime? Are you just hanging out as well?
Corey is helping Lyndon, assisting as best she can, and in her head, processing every different alternative way to talk to Ollie that she could take, and how each of those avenues might go.
Okay.
She eventually comes to the best solution she can think of, which is to ignore it. And she just allows Ollie to help them and doesn't say anything right now.
Okay.
Doesn't make eye contact with Ollie, but does occasionally put a hand on his shoulder when he does something correctly.
Hells yeah.
Nice.
Now,
It's
Ollie's
messed up.
strength isn't the best. Can I do an athletics check to see how well I do at helping out carrying things?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll leave it down here.
Oh, well. Apparently, Ollie has something to prove because that's another twinner.
Nice.
For
Single
a total
head,
of
like,
19.
There's a moment
For a
where
total of 19.
there's a moment where the iron ball that is being transmuted threatens to almost fall off the gnome flinger, but you put your back into it, and you just lean into it, and you're able to sort of shimmy it back on, preventing the entire loss of effort.
Thank you.
In fact,
Thank you.
Oh, it's all right. Oh, you're touching me. Oh. That's to Corey, because Corey said that whenever I do something right, I'd get touched on the shoulder. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for leaving.
For what?
We'll talk about it later.
Right, of course. And then Ollie will get back to it.
the hour. Okay, the hour. How about we try not in weird Irish? The hour goes by rather uneventfully.
Hour and a pair, sure.
The transmutation nears its completion, Lyndon, and you know that your concentration is limited for the next little bit, and this is the moment you really need to concentrate. So while you're focusing on transmutating this lump into balsa wood, I think you said?
Yeah.
Somebody needs to set aim and target the general vicinity of where those soldiers are. You roughly know where they are because you saw them recede into the tree line previously, but they have since gone a little bit further in as to not be super obviously visible. Now,
Yeah.
per Lyndon's calculations, it shouldn't matter a great deal.
Aim is not super important. We need to get in the rough vicinity based on how much I worked out this is going to hit.
Who will be responsible? The gnome is with you, by the way. They're there and they're watching like, oh my god, this is the most exciting thing I've seen in my entire life! Can I add a watermelon?
I'd rather you didn't. It would throw off the trajectory to fire multiple projectiles at once. You can throw a watermelon after the fact, as a follow-up. You can throw a bucket of watermelons. Go get as many watermelons and rocks and whatever you want to fling after you, but we'll be flinging this one first.
You can see in the distance there's like smoke pooling from near a large house. There's smoke and fire sort of still kind of being put out. You don't know exactly what happened, but it probably has to do with Goose. In the meantime, the gnome will ask you, I know that like your sibling or somebody said they may want to ride this as well. Did you want to wait for them, or?
No.
They're definitely not going to ride this. This will come in with the force of explosives. For those watching at home, between last session and this, I asked Rackham for the speed at which this thing will be flying, so that I could work out how much kinetic energy it would have. And and Rackham told me it would be moving significantly faster than I had anticipated in my in my first calculations last week. And so instead of it hitting with about 50 grams of TNT equivalent, it will be hitting with about 32 kilograms worth of TNT equivalent in kinetic energy. So I spent the last week looking up the different forces of explosives and whatnot, and I know that this is not enough to like wreck an entire town if we aim it poorly, but it will, if we do like nat 1 the aiming, it will like take out several buildings that we don't want to take out. If we hit anywhere within like 100 meters of where they're standing, they're definitely gonna die.
So,
The math, everybody. He did the fucking math.
He actually did.
There's a lot of kinetic energy in this 1.3 tons of iron boulder that is going to be slamming down at them at 450 meters per second.
So, who will take the responsibility of quote unquote aiming and then flicking the lever?
Sure.
I think.
It depends what role it's going to be, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think aiming is like all about trajectories and stuff and knowing the wind and things. So that's very much intelligence based, right? So
yes, it is. So then,
the twins are both
Do you
very
want
good at that.
Corey? I can roll the aiming.
okay, we'll make a collaborative effort. So as you finish, Corey, you're taking aim. This whole time you've kind of been watching your brother. You're also watching the tension under which the ropes have put this entire thing. You can see the gnome craft, the latent sort of magical ability of the gnome to make sure that this holds together without snapping to pieces the moment it's done. You can also see that you are at a fairly high vantage point since you guys are doing from the top of the tower. And somebody, I'm not sure who, but maybe Ollie or would be watching to see if the soldiers see you guys at all in those moments. So
Yeah.
Ollie, you can start with a perception check to see if the soldiers spotted you goofing around up there.
Go. Ollie's good at perception. Very good at perceiving things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why we moved it down. Oops.
That is a dirty 20.
I
Dirty
remembered
20.
there was a reason.
So
Dirty 20.
there are a couple of moments, rather, where you see the soldiers, or one of them will occasionally peek out, and they're absorbed by the fire that's going on by the mansion. They're looking at the boats, sort of making their way to the wharf, but nobody has the presence of mind to really look in the direction of where you guys are. You've been quiet enough. Nothing has really fundamentally changed up there. There's not like a whole commotion. There's just 4 of you, the twins, Ollie, and the gnome watching, and they haven't spotted you, but you know where they are. So, Corey, as you're taking aim, I'm going to ask you with advantage to roll, and that would be I guess the closest I can get is like intelligence with proficiency, so investigation would be best. If you have it, if you're proficient in it.
I
Is it just
think
an
I'm
intelligence
proficient
with
in.
proficiency?
Yeah, basically.
Are you telling? Yeah. So you're saying Corey is proficient in whatever this role is. Like,
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
in maths things. Cool. So just whatever your intelligence is, which is I think a 3 at this level, right?
Oh,
Yep.
I could double check.
So and then +2 from proficiency. So
Yep.
roll
Alright.
an add 5.
At advantage as well.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
You got this. Firing large projectiles. What could go wrong?
Okay. That was a 19 plus
No.
5.
Hey.
That's a 24. Nice. Okay.
The Bowser.
It's
As-
the Bowser roll.
Is that what we're
Nice.
calling it now? A 19 is a Bowser?
11, yeah, it's a
Perfect.
Bowser.
You pulled the
Got it.
Bowser.
Yes, sir.
The Bowser.
You know you have your trajectory right. You know exactly or roughly where they are. And with this, who pulls the release?
Lyndon?
The two of us together. But before we do, what is the immediate follow-up plan? Like we go in, we kill these guys, and then it is go time, right? It's
Run.
on.
Run.
So
Yeah.
the two of
The
us
town evacuates.
get our family and get the hell out of here, shouting to the
Mhm.
town to run while you can.
Yep.
And we're heading for the boats.
That's what we told our other siblings, I think.
That is what we told the siblings. Like we're heading for the boats to
But
get.
they're heading for the
out of here
boats.
for the-
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To be
I
fair,
mean-
they still think we're going to meet up to do this. So we're doing this ahead of what they think is going to happen. Cool. No worries.
There's a
Boats.
lot of ifs and buts around this. I don't like it.
Oh, well, that's what happens when you
This-
break
no, this
into a
is like-
mansion for no reason.
I know, right?
Hey,
This is.
we found a reason eventually.
We just gave ourselves a reason after the fact. This is we're not in a time limit right now. Like the army isn't on the doorstep, so
We can wait.
Lyndon is. The hour has passed, and some of this ball is now retransmuting back into iron, and then he
I
can
will-
just keep going with the. He can
I will
retransmute
say-
it until we're ready to fire.
Ollie did tell us that an army was coming and they were like an hour or two away. So we
Yeah.
do actually have army, like,
no, we've got
almost there.
like not. Yeah, I'm saying like they're not on the battlefield. I'm saying like I can just keep. It's
Yeah,
not like the
urgency
hour's
isn't
over,
that
so let's
bad.
fire. Like I can
Yeah.
keep that hour going by
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keeping this thing transmuted over and over again as it's retransmuting itself. Because I've lost concentration on the first stuff an hour ago, I can retransmute that bit while we're waiting to find out where the hell our family is.
Yeah.
They haven't
But like,
noticed
you
us
can,
yet.
like,
I don't want to go off
It's-
half cocked with a 32 kilogram TNT
yeah,
burst.
you got one shot.
we know that-
one opportunity.
yeah. I mean, feel free to go with it because, like,
We don't
Like
know where
the-
you are, though.
yeah. And the most
Yeah.
important thing is that the town evacuates, and they can't start evacuating until you do it. Like you guys know this.
I have a
You,
wait. Okay, so I
Corey?
think Corey
Corey,
turns
just-
to.
You
Go ahead.
have the spell message, which works up to 150 feet as long as you know the direction in which they are. And Rackham just said there's something on fire
There's
from
a
the Gerber
burning building.
mansion. So you point in that direction and say, "Hey,
Mm.
Goose, in case you hear this message, where the fuck are you?" And then if he responds, we get a, we
Is the
know
mansion
where he is.
150 meters? from
Yeah,
me?
it's really not that far. It's not a huge
Oh, cool.
town, right? So.
Perfect. Then I tune into my family's location as vaguely as I can, and I sent a message to Junie.
Okay, you guys at this
Right.
point, you've had the meeting with Cassandra. You've done the thing. You've left. After you talked with her and you went out the sewers, where did you go? Because this is like a few minutes after, or before, or sorry, after
I
that.
assume to grab Finch before
Yeah,
she
we
gets
went to
herself
meet
arrested.
There's like a meeting spot that I had prearranged with Finch.
Okay, so when you meet up with Finch, about that time, or a few minutes after that, you see Finch is there. She's got a big smile on her face. She's covered in soot. She's like, "That was great! Oh my god, dude! I just literally, it was amazing. I got to throw horse manure at people that I hate, and there's nothing they could do. I was like, what did you guys get?
We got stuff. We got trinkets. We got information
Where's
on how
the
to kill
steel?
that dipshit Gerber dude. So we got stuff.
We did not get any steel.
Wasn't that the whole point of
No
this?
steel.
I feel like
Okay.
the whole point of this, Goose, was for revenge.
And we are closer to that goal. Turns out, old mate Gerber man is maybe a bit harder to kill than we originally anticipated. But now we know that instead of getting surprised by that. I feel like you're all taking this very negatively. And in reality, we're a concrete step closer to our goal. which is killing. What's his first name again?
Baracus.
Baraka. Yeah.
Baraka. It's from Mortal Kombat. It's just Baraka. You got it.
Turns out he can
That's-
generate lightning, and he has spikes all over him.
Perfect.
Goose,
About that moment, you get
wasn't
the
our
message
goal.
from your
Right,
sister.
yeah, cool. Just as I'm about to admonish Goose.
Junie, we're about to launch this thing at the guards. We're doing it without Goose riding it. We'll meet you at the boats.
We'll be there. Looks like our siblings have been much more successful than we are. We should go to the boats.
All right.
Come on, please. The important thing is that we all stay safe.
Finch will look around
Yeah.
and say, "Wait, where's your dad?"
He was at the inn, right?
Let's go get him, right?
With the mayor and
Yeah,
the...
yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Yes, please. Let's go.
Okay.
I can't
that-
believe I let myself get swept up in all this, Goose. God damn it.
Corey and Lyndon, you have
Go
the
straight to the inn.
perfect. You have your siblings are quote unquote heading
my-
to the boat. What are you guys doing?
Walking animation.
Yeah, they're heading to the boat, and
We're
how
heading-
close is the inn to the mountain that we're just about to blow up?
I mean, yeah,
Welcome.
yeah.
I
It's
see you.
yeah. It's
This thing
We
is
launched the
seismic.
fucking catapult. That's what's
The inn-
happening.
the inn was
We
built on the
launch it
mountain.
'cause
The
we
inn
got
is part of the
families
mountain.
on boats.
In fact, the inn and your dad are the mountain. No, there's a bit of distance.
Our dad has a rock climbing hobby, and
He's right there. He's just vibing right there. No, the inn is like closer
How he rolled his
to.
ankle.
It's closer to the river. It's one of the buildings that's probably the furthest away from the cliffside, because people come to the town. It's called the Brass Crab. It's by the not too far from the water for people to actually go fishing. So it's not immediately abutting the cliff. It's one of the buildings that would probably have a few buildings of buffer before something were to happen to it.
Let
It
me
it's
read
where
out.
the evacuation point was beginning, right? It's where people were gathering to then
Yes.
evacuate from.
Let me read out what so in the Dragonlance channel on the Discord between sessions. If you want to chat about this campaign between sessions, that's where you should head. Somebody put in 32 kgs of dynamite into like a explosion calculator essentially that tells you what sort of blast radius you're looking at. Within 35 feet of the blast radius, you're looking at like damage to even like the hardest built concrete buildings and universal fatalities. Within 70 feet of it, you're looking at a lot of damage to buildings, but and a lot of fatalities. And then within another like 40 meters on top of that, so like however many feet that's 150 feet or whatever. It's damage to like glass windows and stuff, but it's not going to destroy houses. So we're looking like 70 feet. I think I said 100 meters before I meant 100 feet. Between like 70 to 100 feet of where we're going to hit is going to be pretty damaging, but other than that, it shouldn't
It's gonna
destroy.
be fine. It'll
Shouldn't
be
destroy
fine.
the entire cliff face. It shouldn't destroy all of the buildings
Tavern,
and the
our
inns
family.
and the
Well, I
tavern
didn't
and-
get to
Of
go to
all
a
of the town.
fancy. I didn't get to go to a fancy sorcerer school. All right, I worked on a farm, and now my dad's in trouble. That's where we're going.
We don't know that.
We
We're
don't know
about to
that.
launch
Are
the
we ready?
catapult.
Are we ready?
launch
I
the
say, I
catapult.
turn to you and I say,
Let's do it.
Neem, Neem,
Knee.
put my hands on yours, ignoring Ollie. Put my hands on yours on the
You hear
on
the
on
gnome
lever.
the gnome who's nearby doesn't want to miss out, so knee.
And 3, 2, 1.
The sheer tensile strength of this thing, the sudden whip, the beauty and the simplicity and the mechanism that the gnome has built, the purity of it all. There's an element of you that's kind of stunned at how just elegant this machinery is. And you hear the crack of the air that gets just kind of broken by just some part of this easily broke the sound barrier, and you can hear the and as it whooshes across, there's a moment like, that fleeting second of a thought, did we actually? You did. The explosion, the upheaval of dirt, grass, stone, gravel, rock, trees, building. There is a massive cacophonous noise that you can feel the shockwave of even at the distance that you're at. And I'm going to ask the three of you, and four with a gnome, to make just generally dexterity saving throws for me, please.
That makes sense. The like split second that it goes off, boom, the amount of force that goes off, Lyndon's like, holy shit, that was way more powerful of a catapult than I thought. And he's immediately going, oh god.
What was it?
No, that's
A
for the
19.
the twins.
Dirty
For
Bowser.
And
For us.
Ah,
so
cool.
what
We're
did you
good.
get? Sorry, Ollie, one more time.
A Dirty Bowser, 19.
Nice. Love it. Dirty Bowser's good.
I got 16.
Okay.
I got a 13.
Perfect. The three of you are fine. Let me roll for the gnome. The little diminutive. Let's see what happens to them. All right, nat 20, huge. Okay, none of you
Hey, no
fall
boy.
or are flung off, and that one would have been pretty bad, but you're okay. The smoking crater. So from the point, that's what you didn't see. The four soldiers that are sitting in the forest are kind of like, well, how
Talking
did you
about
get
their families.
recruited? Well, I got recruited because, well, I really like pillaging, and I love money, and I hate people. What about you?
Sold,
Yeah,
sold to
At a
the
young
company.
age, I showed great potential in the pillaging.
Yeah, I'm not, this whole like worshiping the Dragon Queen. That's kind of, I really believe in what we're doing. Like the fourth guy's like, I really,
My
you know
dad
what?
was into pillaging, and I just got kind of roped into the family business.
They were there, and a moment later, they simply are not.
What?
They came and went, and the enormous hole that's left behind has no traces other than the bits and pieces of ash and destruction. They are completely.
Would you like me to
and-
roll for damage? I think it'd be at least a d6.
Yeah, 1d6. Let me make a
A few
dexterity
D4s,
saving throw.
maybe.
Is this an,
1d6
I think this is
times
technically this is an improvised weapon, so it's just a d4.
It's just a d4, you guys.
Just a D4.
In terms of
okay.
Plus
damage,
strength.
the
And
damage
the
that you
cannonball's like
Minus one.
10 D10, isn't it?
if you want to actually know the damage, what I've done is I've taken this as 1/2 of a meteor swarm attack.
nice.
So what happened
That's a
is
good way
this
of doing
enormous
it.
boulder
Yeah, that's a good way of doing
shattered and broke. It does 20d6, so 10d6 fire, 10d6 bludgeoning.
it. Ooh.
More than enough. You watch as what's left of the area, there is a gaping massive hole. What you maybe didn't expect or was wondering about. In that explosion, you see, sadly, the body of Godswin that was hanging on the cliffside.
Oh yeah.
Ragdolls. Juniper, I'm going to ask you to make a perception check for me, please.
No worries. Oh no, it's good.
Oh, that's good.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a dirty Bowser. That's a
Nice.
Dirty Bowser.
19. Yeah.
Love it so
In
much.
a rather disturbing display, you see the cliffside where the explosion happens. The entirety of the town, you hear shattering glass. You see a couple of the buildings, or you hear buildings collapsing and breaking that are close to the cliff. You hear shouts and screams, and by the time you look over, you see a thing that screams through the skies. Not scream literally, but rather flies over ragdolling before landing heavily in the water, just flying across the entirety of the town before falling in the Vingard River. The body
Good.
of
That's a good
Godswin.
swim. Oh, bloody shooting star.
I think are we like en route to
You're
the
en
inn?
route to the inn to go see your dad, and at that, you hear the just break of glass. You see people ducking instinctively, and you hear screams, you hear cries of terror of men, women, and children across the town as like this massive explosion. And you instantly hear people start to run. Like they all take off running. Some are going to their homes. You see people starting to run towards the buildings that are smoking. There's like destruction in the distance. The soldiers are taken care of. And there is chaos as people are saying, they're here, they've arrived, they're here, to the boats, to the boats. They assume that this is the arrival
Mhm.
of the army.
Good.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say.
Hopefully it's
Yeah.
because there would have been two very quick successive explosions because it broke the sound barrier and it's a big object.
Mhm.
The tip of a whip breaks the sound barrier. That's what makes the crack noise.
Yeah.
So for a
Yeah.
boulder 69 centimeters in diameter to break the sound, that's a hell of a boom, and then it smashes into the ground. So it's like two
Yeah.
very quick explosions that have just happened at the side of town. Hopefully that's enough to get people to go, let's get out of town.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I think as we're like en route to the inn, as soon as Juniper sees that, she just like kind of freezes in her tracks and is just like frozen and cannot move for a few seconds.
Goose turns around and is like, he goes to say J-Town and he's like, Juniper, we gotta move. Dad's still alive. We gotta move. Juniper. And he,
Damn it, Goose! And I think she like marches up and like not like actually meaning to, but just like punches him in the chest.
Ow.
What was this all for? Finch, you rescued Finch. I'm glad for you, but what was this all fucking for? I don't know what to do.
Junie,
What?
I don't know either. But the next thing to do is go find Dad. That's all we got. We just got the next thing. Hey,
What?
at least we're not in the sewer anymore.
Fuck you, Goose.
Yeah.
Both of you that are there, and with Finch, you see somebody, and you know how Goose. You know how to read crowds. You've been the life of the party before. You've had a band. You know things, and you see people that are running. There's a group of people that are running towards the explosion to help. There's a larger group of people that are starting to run towards the boat. There's one guy that is going in an awkward sort of direction. Not towards the explosion, not towards the boats, but is pushing, sort of splitting the difference, going towards the gate. And there's something about how he's looking around that sort of sets off something. There's something goofy about how this guy's walking or where he's going. Give me an insight check and or perception, actually, both of you, since you're there. And Junie, sadly, I'm going to ask you to do that at disadvantage because you're kind of
Yeah, that's
distraught
fair.
by the body of Godzone having been flung around.
I'm not
I'm
doing
gonna use my
well.
reaction and get her to roll straight.
Sure.
'Cause I
Why?
didn't see
How
that.
badly did you do?
Bad. Hang on, let me just double check. Need your reaction to persist. Yeah. So, me just being close to Junie and just like, actually, you know what happens? As she says "fuck you, Goose," he just like closes his mouth and gives her a hug, and that
Yeah.
as he pulls her in, your head is moved to where this dude's lying.
Nice. So that's your ability, right? That you're
Oh,
using.
great. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I can just roll straight.
Yeah.
That's a 17.
Okay. What'd you get, Goose? Something less than that?
I got like a 4.
A 4. Okay. You can see as this guy's walking, he's pulling from under his cloak what looks to be a flare. And you can see that his neck, as he's walking by, there's a little bit of loose skin. This person has made their way into town. This scar that's under their neck, under like a scarf that's been covered up. This is somebody about to do a signal to let just something happened, and people are not listening to the orders from the messenger. Somebody has been planted in town to keep watch, and something just went really, really wrong for them. They're about to reach for their flare and set it off. What do you want to do?
From the hug, you kind of like Juniper's arms like begin working. She pushes you off. She pushes Goose off, but in a like not in a way.
Yeah. You go tense.
Yeah, you see her eyes, and she like goes for her bow in the direction of
Goose
the guy.
is sprinting.
Okay, I'm gonna ask then both
can I
of you.
fire?
Just give me initiative rolls as you pull on the weapon comes out and he hears Goose starting to run. He'll look in your direction, but let's see who's faster. Let's see if he.
How'd you do, man? How'd you do? I didn't do well.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, good.
I got a nat
Okay.
20.
I
Nice.
also got an.
So
I
you-
also got an 8.
Let me bring up my modifier. So the you guys that are up above, you see just the explosion. You're sort of like staring, I guess, at what's happening at the moment, but you don't see your siblings kind of walking out at the moment. So you're faster than him. You're both at the top of the round. Let me bring him the monster out. And what do you want? You're about 25 feet away from him, Goose and Junie, and Finch is with you as well.
I sprint towards him. I'm going to crash tackle him. My intention is to, I think my intention is to go for the flare. I'm gonna sprint towards him and just like grab the flare from him.
Okay, let me just switch
That's my
this up.
intention.
Perfect. Let me just put us in battle mode for a second.
Intentions matter.
Intentions, they matter.
All right, so you rolled a natto 20. We got you. We got Juniper. And you can see, I'm going to put him outside of his monstrous form, or outside of his human form. You know what he is. And as you charge up to him, I need you to make an attack roll, please. I'll give you advantage because right now he's still pulling the flare out and you're trying to just tackle him.
Okay.
Please kill this son of a bitch.
Oh my
Please.
god, that was a Bowser and a natural 20.
Nice! As you... You're just looking to hold on to him, right, and grapple him?
I was looking to grab
want
the
the flare.
flare from him.
Okay, easily done. You grab, as you smack it out of his hands, the flare poof, falls to the ground and breaks. With a natural 20, the powder that's inside of it, as it falls to the ground, poof, you can see the as it tries to catch, but there's something is missing. Some magical or some kind of component is not properly catching. There's no massive, Dark Eater or whatever mark that shoots out in the sky. This thing is kind of fizzled and fallen to the ground, and the creature, the humanoid creature, turns to face, and you hear them growl. No matter.
My mom always said never to play with matches. It's dangerous.
All right, so that was your smack. Anything else with your bonus action?
That's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Juniper, you see your brother has knocked out the flare out of this creature's hands, and it is turning to glare at him.
Cool.
It's going for a weapon that it has at its belt.
Yeah, I'd like to try and shoot it.
Go for it.
It's my surprise. The ranger's gonna shoot. Cool. That is a 14.
14 hits.
Cool. Where are my dice? I have too many on the table right now.
I've
Stop
hidden
trying
them and left you a series of elaborate clues.
I forgot to roll. I forgot to roll for Finch. Sorry. Oh, she's all right. She should have gone before, but that's okay.
Did
That
I
is
have the
a
flare, by the way?
7 damage.
7 damage. Excellent.
Yep.
All right.
I'm glad nobody was riding that boulder, by the way.
Can you imagine though? Get the hat
Run
out. You're like,
away.
"Woo!"
I mean, I think AJ was like in Discord, nobody should be riding this thing, and she's like, "What are you guys even thinking?" I'm like, "Please ride it, please."
The best. The
I want you
gnome
to-
should have ridden it for sure.
I wanted you to take 20 d6 or 20, whatever, 20 dice of damage. The arrow plants itself in
Who's
the
could have taken it?
yeah, for sure.
He reduces it by 3.
Right?
The
Fine.
3
draconian
whole
takes the arrow in the shoulder, but it's not deterring it. What are you doing with your movement?
I guess I'm gonna try and move up as close as I can.
Okay, so you could get in melee with it if you want to.
Oh, I don't think I have a second. Yeah, I don't think I have a second attack though. But I'll still kind of get a bit closer.
Okay. Next up is Seraphina. She will.
Finch.
Sorry, Finch. Yes.
Oh no, I was just yelling Finch.
Oh, okay. I'm just like I use her full name.
Fudge.
She will look at the draconian and she will cast Vicious Mockery. He needs to make a Wisdom saving throw. Natural 3 is not going to do it. That's a 2. And as she stares at him, she will whisper to him, I don't know, something. Your mother didn't even want you, and you look like a bag of nails. He takes... So a D4, and he has this...
I learned everything I had from Finn.
Oh, he takes 4 damage, and he has disadvantage on his next attack. Perfect. My mother loved me very much. All right, Finch will hold her ground. Actually, she'll run up to get in melee beside you. The Draconian
Really nailed that one.
seeing that it is outnumbered, it's going to turn and try to run. You can take an attack of opportunity if you want, Goose.
I don't believe I have a weapon.
Punch him in the back of the head, I guess.
He keeps dropping him.
Weaponless.
He's like, hear me out. I'm going to drop my weapon. I'm going to walk away from it. I'm going to do a ruse. I'm going to do a little deception ruse.
Yeah.
I do love a ruse.
What could go
Break
wrong?
into a house.
I'm rolling great when I don't wield a weapon. That is a 24 to hit.
So roll a poof. It's
I think it's
You
just
don't have-
It's just 5 points of damage.
isn't it just usually 1 unless you have like a D4 plus? It's fine. You roll.
1 plus
It's
strength.
1 plus my strength.
Oh,
modifier.
okay. And you're at 18 strength.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, you
Yeah.
punch him in the back of the head, but he still makes his way.
Knick-knack.
Finch will try to equally stab him. Oops. She misses. Okay. He will run. He is
Actually,
running.
can I cast Booming Blade on my Oh no, it's a reactant attack. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So 5, and you watch as he runs. And he starts to scream. He's just shouting. He'll double dash as he's shouting out. Let me just do this. Let's see if he manages to do anything of note here. Perfect. You 3 up above on Thornwall Keep, you hear the shout and the roar of something happening below at the gate. You have enough of a vantage point that when your attention is drawn to it, you will see, if you're looking that direction, the limping form of a loosely covered by skin, and you recognize the gate, the walk. You see the arrow sticking out from its broken flesh, a face stealer, a draconian that is making its way up the walkway. It is shouting. Ollie, I'm going to ask you, because your passive perception is high enough to make a perception check. This is a difficult check.
All right, let's go. Well, that is going to be a 13.
Not enough. Okay.
All right.
So you just see the guy sort of running away. You guys haven't... How far are you? Put you up here. You are... So this is not exactly to scale. You're about 100 feet away. I don't know if you have spells that go that far. You're muted,
Muted.
I think.
I got Owen that can reach you.
Okay, so then if you want to
I've got
join...
one that can reach.
If you guys want to join the initiative and help out, please roll initiative now.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, it's up to you.
17
Like you've done a
for
lot
17.
already, so
Yeah.
I
17.
rolled
I'm
a
gonna let my
17.
plan go to crap at this.
All right. So
You
between
got
the two
17 as well.
and
I
Ollie...
rolled a 17. So that means
Oh,
I got 19.
Oh, you rolled a 17. God damn it. You're a dirty bastard.
A dirty bastard.
I love it.
Ollie, what'd you get? Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, was I meant to roll initiative? I
If
thought
you,
it was...
if you want to, because you
Yeah,
can
no,
see what's
definitely.
happening.
I thought it was dependent on the
No, your perception was for something else.
22.
Nice. Well, then top of the round, Ollie, you're up. You can see down below, about 100 feet away from you, this draconian limping away, and you can see your siblings. You see an arrow you recognize Junie's arrow, sticking out of the back of him, and he's shouting some kind of. Oh, Goose, you have the ring on, right?
yeah, true.
Okay, so you hear what he is saying. You don't need to... You understand what he's saying. I need you in that brief moment. Maybe you're asking... Maybe not. Make an intelligence check for me.
It's rude. 9.
We
9?
all know the truth.
Yeah, never mind. So you hear him shouting out, and he is shouting out in Draconic, "Red Ruin! Red Ruin!" And he's just shouting and bellowing across as much as he can. Ollie, you're up.
Right. I look back to the twins and I'm going to ask, are we going loud? Are we fighting? Obviously. I point over to the direct destruction off in the distance.
Stop him. If you can stop him, stop him.
Right. How big of a drop is it down from where we are?
About 100 feet.
About 100 feet.
Yeah, he's 100 feet down from
You
you.
don't got flying forms yet, bro.
But a soft,
I
a
know
soft
I don't.
100
I
feet.
know I don't. I know I don't.
Although,
Okay, cool.
depending on how much Rackham abides to physics, which he's proven earlier this episode, he will listen to. Animals below a certain size don't take fall damage because in real life because they don't have a terminal velocity that's high enough to overcome their own size.
That's
So,
true, but I'm still going to make an
cats and
ant take
things
a
smaller.
yeah.
if you got a mouse and throw it off, very unlikely you'd die.
All
Well,
right,
the mouse would die because you've thrown a cat ahead of it. So either way, it's not gonna.
Aim for the bushes, yes. Jazzy,
No,
aim
no,
for the.
they use swallow it.
There goes my hero.
Ollie gets the invasive thought of jumping down and going whole ass on this situation, Goose Siles. We'll think the better of it.
Your whole
Falls
family's
down
watching,
and-
Ollie. The twins are behind you. Juniper's down below. Goose is down there. I mean, this could be
I'm
your
gonna make a
moment.
wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Evil.
Yeah.
It's time to skywrite. That's
Corey,
what it's time.
you're
Yeah.
proficient in insight. Make an insight quick. Work out what he's doing.
Oh, no.
Work out what he's thinking.
Jesus.
I mean, it's a
Let us
12.
break
That's
I
an
feel
8.
like-
I rolled an 18.
I feel like a 12 is. I feel like a 12 is like a better judgment.
You're
overall,
fine.
so-
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go full goose mode. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna focus my peripheral around my target. I'm gonna outstretch my hands, and as I do, let my fingers sort of like gain a mind of their own, and I'm gonna cast Entangle as my fingers start to wrap and writhe over
What's the range of
themselves.
entangle?
Do 90 feet. Am I off?
Yeah, he's 100 feet away from
Okay, 100 feet. Okay, you're right.
But it's 90 feet
Oh,
range, but what's the radius of it?
20 feet.
you. Oh, you're good. Never mind.
Hit you at 90 feet, then it's
Yeah,
20-foot
love it.
radius.
Excellent. Okay, so it's a. Let me double check. Entangle.
Maths.
Mass.
Not just for destroying entire buildings. So it is a strength save. Excellent. What's the
That
DC?
was cool.
The DC is 13.
I rolled a 4. You watch as the vines grow, begin to wrap himself around him, and pull him to the ground as he continues to shout,
Hell
"Red
yeah.
Ruin!" And he is knocked. He is holding on. Well, he's holding on. He's just literally stuck in place.
I got him! I've got him! Alright, that'll be my turn.
Perfect. Goose, you're up next. He's 60 feet away from you.
I grab Finch's sword from her as I run past. Like, thanks. Yoink it from her. I sprint forward. So is that effect like an area effect? Can I not, or is he just stuck?
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground 20-foot square starting from the point within range. For the duration, these plants turn the ground into difficult terrain. So this guy is restrained, but it's difficult terrain for you to get through.
Can I leap to him?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
But you have
I
to
have a-
dash because he's 60 feet away from you, right?
He's 60 feet.
Because he dashed. That's what he did for his turn. He took the
Right,
attacks
right,
of
right,
opportunity to double dash. Mario Kart.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna leap the last 20 feet or so that I get up to him.
Okay, sorry, one more. You want to dash up and get up to him?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're
I'm
gonna
leap
jump.
the last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me like it's 20-foot square.
I can
Yeah, give
I
me a
can
little.
jump
you.
18 feet.
You're fine. Okay. Yeah, you leap and you arrive right by him. The blade in your hand from Finch.
Strength actually useful. Look at that.
Corey, you're up. Looking down, you can see your brother has just made his way right by the body that's entangled, and you can see Goose with blade in hand looking down towards this draconian. What do you want to do?
How close is Goose to the...
5 feet away. He's
Person?
like abutting it.
Okay. I am going to cast magic missile.
Hell yeah! Just roll some d4s.
Yeah. Whoop. How many d4?
3d4s.
3d4s.
It's 3d4 plus 3.
Okay. 3, 6, 8
Perfect. With
plus
the
3.
excellent. The draconian, as the magic missiles, these bolts of arcane energies pierce through him. You hear and he explodes.
Oh,
Thank you,
fuck.
Hey,
Goose.
guess who's standing next to him again? Guess how this always happens?
I was like, yes,
What?
he's right there. I love it. Goose, give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I got a
Every
natural
time.
18. So I'm okay.
Is he
have like
always safe
I love
against it too?
All right, with this,
We need to
the
get you some like PPE, man. Some goggles or I don't know.
Or not. Apparently, I don't need it.
explosion, and you don't find yourself turned to stone like your brother was before. The gases do not find purchase on you. You are fine.
At this point, Goose just thinks that's a thing that Ollie did on purpose.
With
My
the amount of
gosh.
commotion, the explosion, the shouting, the village is in chaos and mayhem. You've seemingly killed the one plant that was here in town. He has shouted. There's been an enormous sonic boom explosion followed by an enormous explosion. There are a few fires that have started from the friction of the rocks being broken from the cliffside just against stone and rock and wood of the buildings. A couple fires that are now starting to be taken care of, but you can see the smoke rising from inside the town. In fact, I'll even show you. You guys have a few moments as you collect your thoughts. You're in different layers, but you can kind of see each other. You can see people are running towards the boats. The few boats that are there, not all of them are there yet. There's not enough boats for everyone, but certainly people are starting to make their way with some pretty significant panic. What do you guys want to do?
Run.
Has anyone seen Dad?
I haven't. I went looking
was
for
in
him
the-
before. Then I stopped. I couldn't find him.
Okay,
All right.
I'm going to the inn. You should all go
Mhm.
to the boats.
We're not going without
Let's-
you, Junie.
And let's make sure that we know there's gonna be some old people who can't walk so good. Let's make sure at least the people who can't get on boats get on carriages. I'm not gonna leave people to die. All right.
Okay, let's hurry then. Come on.
Only not because I'm a hero. It's just because it would make me feel bad on the inside where my feelings are.
It doesn't matter. Let's go, please.
Alrighty.
Start shoving my sibling. Probably Goose. 'cause
Goose
he's
is
the
going
nearest.
to like check houses that are like closest to the gates, make sure that no one's like left. In a
Seeing
town like this,
this-
there'll be some old people who aren't, super
It's no one
crash
left
hot.
behind. Yeah.
Okay.
Ollie's going to take the mask, put it on, and wild shape into the wolf again, and use the increased speed to help search and help people move around as well. Because I believe I go up a size category as well. So,
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I
so
need
I go
you.
full helper mode.
Perfect. As you put on, give me roll a d100 for me, please.
Ooh.
How many people do you save?
A 48.
48.
people?
You're able to. You don't find like the houses that you begin to check. So we'll start with you since we're here, Ollie. The houses that you check occasionally are mostly empty. Like the majority of them are empty, but you still find a decent amount of chunk of people to bring. There's a moment as you're going through, you see Becklin, who's still in town. It's talking to Garrett, and she's pointing to the keep. And as you walk on by, she'll try to motion for you, and if you stay, she'll ask you something.
I'll stay, but I was also playing off wherever Goose was going as well.
Okay.
So I'd like to keep an eye on Goose as well. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then you, seeing that you're busy with Goose, you can follow with him, and you guys are finding people. Some people are trapped beneath rubble. There are people that are like got knocked clean unconscious from the explosion, and they there's not enough people to kind of get to them. So if you want to focus on them, you're able to retrieve those folks, but it's going to take more than a minute. This is time consuming. How long do you want to spend doing this?
All on your leaguers.
Goose is gonna like help organize people. He's gonna like people who are like in a bit of shell shock. He's gonna like be like, "Hey, it's all right. This happens all the time. You're doing great." He's gonna be like, "This is Ollie. He's a big dog. Isn't he nice? Yes, pat the dog. He's gonna help you with the people. You just gotta help people. Lift rocks. There we go. That's it. Lift with the back. Remember, lift with a
big
curved back
rough tongue.
and a jerking,
just licks
twisting
the
motion.
stubble of Goose.
Oh, no stealth tongue there. Okay.
And then Goose is going to move on. He's going to... Was there like a place that sold carriages in town?
There are
He's
people...
going to break in to that place.
Okay.
How about-
Goose is taking
how
the
about
opportunity,
jetpacks?
breaking and entering.
Jetpacks.
Sold
Yeah,
those?
is there any jetpack?
There isn't. This town is not
Provided.
big enough for like
Circles.
a. There's a carpenter that would have been making some things. There's a cartwright sort of slash carpenter who would have been fixing and things. There's not
Maybe
a
just
lot
stables.
of extra.
If there was stables,
Yeah.
if there was people selling horses, he's going to
Yeah.
like break in and like essentially lead all the horses out to where the boats are.
Sure, there are a couple of mangy horses, some horses left. You find probably you find about 8 horses that are looked after and taken care of, and you bring them towards the boat area. Sure, Goose, Ollie, you're taking care of these people that are being. You're taking them towards where the docks are, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Twins and Junie, what are you guys doing?
I think
following Tori's lead.
I'm gonna try and find.
You're finding Dad,
Find
okay.
our dad.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I don't know, it might be hard to swing. I think, like in Juniper's mind, she needs to make sure her father is okay first. But if there is any way that en route or afterwards she can go to where she thought Godswin's body landed, she might try that.
Okay.
In the water.
Yeah, his body
Okay.
got flung in the river. And for peace of mind, Becklin, who she considered Godswin family to her, she wanted to get that body off the cliff, never got a chance to do it because she knew she was being watched and she was told not to. But
You're
she's already
welcome.
she's yikes. Okay, she's already sent people on fishing boats to retrieve. There's like a fisherman. You see that they're looking. They
Well, in
have.
that case, my decision's made.
They have
Godswin's looked
not
after.
yet found his body. And maybe they have found bits and pieces of things, let's say. Okay, Juniper, so you can go to the
A lot of
dock
people
and
like to
look.
be buried at sea. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you can go to the dock so you can make your way to the tavern and go looking for your dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
Okay,
do.
let's do the dad thing first then. As you approach the tavern, you do see... You don't know where they were because Ollie looked for his dad before and didn't find him. He's sitting at a table, and the table that he's at, he's sitting with Sabian, which you know was the tutor for the twins when they first sort of displayed magical talent and ability. They were sent here to this town away from the farm to first hone it and make sure that they were capable before he made the recommendation to send them off to the bigger... towers of high sorcery for their full-on training. And so out of these villages, they'll send these envoys or emissaries that will test kids to just find out if anybody's magically capable, and then they'll make the assessment whether or not to send them on to the school. He's also your dad's old traveling companion from years and years ago. And they're sitting at the table. You don't know the history, you don't know why, but you do know that there's been a lot of tension between them in the past. But they're sitting at the table, looking at each other, talking quietly, but there's not that tension. It seems as though, as they're drinking there, in the midst of this chaos, unperturbed by everything that's happening around them, that they have made their peace. And this is the first time in a long time that you see your dad actually kind of smiling, talking with Sabian, who looks sort of dour-faced, and you're not sure what they're talking about. But your dad has his back sort of straight, sitting up and talking, and sort of they're exchanging stories. What do you want to do?
That's good for him. I will charge in
Sure.
and say, you need to go, both of you, now.
Ah, Juniper, go where, daughter? Where are we going? Where are we running to?
You are not staying behind. Do you think as if I don't know this little talk about the glory days? You sitting at a table while the town is evacuating? You are my father, and you owe it to me to get your ass off this chair and flee with the rest of the town.
Oh, you're absolutely right. We're just talking and having a drink because who knows when the next time will be. Sabian looks at you like with the attitude like you're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. But your dad is kind of looking at you.
I'm everyone's mum. That's where you're wrong.
He just goes back to
I'm the
drinking.
universal mother.
And your father.
Mother.
Before we
Got a
go,
secret cap. Always, Mom.
that's my secret. I'm always angry. I'm everybody's
Same
mom.
ways. Never is, Mom.
He will say, "Sure, but I intended first to help the injured people out of the tavern. I think that's where my efforts should first be." And Sabian agreed to help me, so you can lend us a hand if you want, Juniper, but you could also help the town if you wish. It's inappropriate
No.
for me to leave while people still need
Your
help.
days of heroics are over. Do you not understand this? You owe me one thing as a father. There is only one thing I will ask of you, and that is for you to stay alive and flee with the rest of the town. I am young, I am able-bodied, and I will do what I always do, which is look after everyone. But you need to get out of here.
Make a persuasion roll for me, please.
Cool, I'm not persuasive. So it's just gonna be literally the roll.
Oh, the DC's
of
not
a
crazy.
die.
The
Gonna
DC's
bless
not
that dice and
crazy.
roll the way over in Castle.
Nah, it's not blessed. It's a 7.
Oh,
It's a 7?
Lucky 7.
I have.
'Kay.
Juniper has no, very little.
That's fine.
charisma.
That's fine. He looks at you and says, "You are young, and you have a whole life ahead of you. As I'm not planning on staying, daughter. I just help me evacuate some of the more injured people, and I promise I'll be on the next ship that leaves this." And he stands up, Sabian beside him, puts his drink down, and they begin to help Yame with collecting the more injured people that are still in here, moving cots and all. You could see, now that he stands up, his back is caked in sweat. He's been working to get people on the boats that are there. And he's also been talking to Sabian at, wherever they did that, which was why Ollie couldn't find him. But they're moving the cots over, and you can see him as he stands up. They come over to the closest cot with an injured person on there from earlier, from the Battle of High Hill, and still starts taking that out towards the boats.
I think, yeah. Defeatedly, Juniper will go and assist her father and just, quite frankly to him, say, "Why can't you just do what I ask just once?"
He doesn't necessarily have a great retort for you, other than
Fathers rarely do.
he's made up his mind that that's what he wants to do and what he needs to do, and he's gonna do it. With this, twins, what are you guys doing?
Following Corey's lead, I've probably said hey, should we find father? Can you start messaging around, see if you can find him? We should move towards the boat, something like that.
Yeah, I think we had to get down first of all.
Yeah, get down from the tower.
So-
Obviously.
Get down from the tower, head towards the tavern/dock. They're in the same area. And then I think we would have noticed that there's limited boats to the amount of people.
Yes.
What did we?
And right now you
what did
can
we
see Juniper is making her way with your dad. You can see Ollie's bringing people. There are The boats are coming, but they're, people were out fishing. There's some boats that were, dry docked that are being put into the water. There are probably maybe enough boats, but they're not all there and they're being accumulated. People are coming back from fishing trips. Like it's taking time. This is a time-consuming effort.
What do we do?
We need to save one of those boats for us.
There's too many people and not enough boats. Maybe we can make it on land. Maybe horses, carriages.
Possibly. You thought the ocean was best. The waterways were best before.
Both of you can give me an intelligence check. You're both actually assessing the situation.
Yeah. That's good. Just straight intelligence?
Yep.
That's 18.
Perfect.
17.
Which means Corey got a
First time ever.
You guys, it happened.
Two things. Actually, three
Lyndon
things.
levels up.
There are
Joy on Rob's face right now.
three things you guys can do to help. One, there is a ferry that is made that has like different boats that are connected together that goes on a rope, and you can disassemble this to create more vessels for people to use to actually get out of here.
Yeah, smart.
Two, there are plenty of floating pieces of wood that are timber, things that have been cut to later be fed down the river. You realize that you could probably collect these rope, tie them together, create like a makeshift raft. There's probably enough wood here to create like a makeshift or a series of makeshift raft for an extra 100 people at least. It's just going to take a couple hours to get it done, or who knows. And there are also still people's personal fleets, and especially Lord Gerber's collection of boats that are sitting on the side that are not currently being used. They're guarded, and nobody's been allowed to use them.
Guarded by how many and whom?
These you recognize possibly two of the guards that usually hang around.
If it's 4 guards, I seem to have a way of dealing with them.
I have a plan. Let's go back to the gnome flinger and more balsa wood. The wharf is gone. I don't know what happened. The army leaves because everybody's dead already. So you recognize at least one of the guards that you had cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on. Is one of them who's here, and he's protecting the boats, and they're looking towards like the direction of the mansion. The sewers where Goose and Juniper exited, though you don't know this, exit on the river, and they're waiting for the Lord to make his way. Is he going to flee? Is he not? Because he's still the one of the proponents that's saying we should stay and face this. But there's obviously, being the smart person he is, if the town decides all to flee, he's not going to be the only one left behind. So he's waiting, and that's why the boats, and there are 4 boats of varying sizes that are sitting there moored that belong to him that are not being used. And there are 4 guards. It's funny that you should say that, but one of them is one of the guys, and then 3 other guards that you don't know. They're just generic NPC 101.
Human-looking fellas,
yeah,
all standing together, roughly together.
Yeah, and they're just mean mugging people or even walking by to just make sure they don't think about taking the boats.
I turn to Lyndon. Batukai?
Say.
Okay.
Yeah, which good mind, I'll follow your lead.
There's some
I
shenanigans.
cast Unseen Servant.
Okay. A little. What does it look like, your unseen servant? It's unseen, I know, but still. What kind of magic form?
What is this invisible servant?
Yeah, like when you summon it, like there's a verbal somatic and so what is it like? Is it air that's coming together? Is it cold? Is it warmer? Does it have like a tone to it at all?
This reminds me of the fury I felt when someone picked gravity today for I Spy. I can't spy it, can I?
Nice.
By the effects of it.
Oh, that's really good. I'm gonna use that with my kids. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's not fair.
So you focus your magic, like there's still magic coming off of you, right? So what does that kind of look like?
So I think that it... I I think that it looks like a young Ollie
Nice.
that we used to boss around as kids.
Perfect. Invisible young Ollie to you appears. Your hands glow for magic for a moment. Invisible Ollie is at your service. What will you have it do?
I am going to make it move along and wet willy every single one of those guards.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Give me a what would that even deception check?
Deception?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a little deception.
Can do. Please be good.
They're not very clever, these guards.
That
Is it-
is a natto 20.
Nice.
He's saying it.
Yeah, you did say it. I'm pretty sure I heard you say it. I heard
You
Nato
said
20,
it,
pretty
you
sure.
said it.
Through gritted teeth, but we got there. The first guard leans over and smacks the other guard. What's the big idea, huh? What do you mean? Who's licking my ear? Shut up, you shut up. And the tensions are high. They're not in the mood. And they immediately start like laying into each other, just like shoving until one of them gets shoved hard enough that he falls in the water. I can't swim! I can't swim! The other three guards are kind of moving and their attention is distracted as they're either laughing, trying to get a rope, or dealing with their fallen guard who's now in the water. You guys have at least 30 seconds where they're not paying attention at all to the boats.
You're muted.
That was better than expected from a unseen servant, Wet
From
Willy.
an unseen
So what-
servant, Wet Willy.
What's your plan? We can't steal a boat in 30 seconds.
We cannot, but we can push them all into the water and or get them to fight amongst each other.
Their backs are turned to
sort
you
of
guys.
just-
They're facing the wharf. If you want to
They're
try
no
to
longer
push
facing
them.
us.
Yeah, what sort of boats are we talking with these guys?
So there's one that's probably for like 6 people. There's a slightly bigger boat that probably fits 12. A small vessel that's maybe for 2 people. That's what's the word I'm looking for? That would go from a larger ship. And then the biggest boat that he has, which is as traditional sort of Elon Musk. This is too big for this river. Like, what idiot would have this kind of boat in here? But this one would probably comfortably, no, maybe not comfortably, but would probably have enough room for like 30 to 40 people on it.
Okay. Then I
God.
cast message to some of the more rowdier people that are trying to scramble together like boats and stuff.
Mm.
And I send them a message being in a different voice as best that I can through
Okay.
message. I don't know, just saying there's perfectly good boats. We just take the
Hey, there's a
levels."
boat! There's 4 of them! Get them! Let's get out of here! And at your behest, you just rile the population just enough.
Yep.
People are scared. People are injured. People are unsure of what's happening next. And at that moment, this is a perfect segue. Thank you so much. As they run up and sort of shove people, let me just double check. Let me get this. I had written it down, but I lost it. Passive perceptions, please, of everybody. So let's start with oh, there's Bowser. Bowser, what's your passive perception, buddy?
It's 19, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me.
You take your time. So whenever you guys get your passives,
Give him a
let me-
die. In his paws.
no, just need your passive.
Just passive.
I'll look.
Oh, boo.
I've got a 9.
9. Okay.
13.
13.
Passive perception is 14 for Juniper.
Perfect.
15
Nice.
for Ollie.
14, 15.
And Corey, I imagine it's the same as
Corey's
London, probably 13.
13,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so then anybody who's everybody that's not at 9. So Goose, I'm sorry.
Everybody that's not Goose.
I need all of you to
Wow.
make. I'm sorry, Goose. You can't
Targeted.
see anything.
He
One
looks
call
targeted.
out.
Goose, you don't have eyes. You remember you have only one eye, so that's fair. Everybody make perception checks for me, please. Save Goose.
Okay.
That's a netto 1-0.
Nice.
Hey!
Brothers.
Hey!
That's not
You
great.
are related.
Corey, what'd you
I
get?
only got a 13.
Okay.
There you go.
I got a 15.
Corey, Thank God for Corey. As the
You're like,
lot of you are standing, ferrying different people, bringing the injured. Corey, you're kind of pleased with what's happening as you see people rushing up and pushing the guards out of the way, and they're all one after the other falling in the water. You can hear the voice of Becklin in the distance as she's calling to people to evacuate. This is the moment. And it occurs to you, some hunch something, as for a moment there's like a shadow. The clouds are moving in. Shadows don't move that fast. Or clouds certainly do not move that fast. And you look up, and peeking through the shadows of the clouds that are rolling in, you see the hint of something that is literally impossible. This doesn't exist. This was gone. The outline of a flying creature that appears for just the briefest of moment. You see the tip of a red-scaled wing disappear, leaving behind it a trail of smoke. And from above, you see these shadows, 1, 2, and 3, that leap over out of whatever this is, and coming down, trying to be silent and sneaky, but now spotted by you. 3, foregoing their disguise. 3 draconians that are floating and gliding on their vestigial wings, beginning to descend, trying to be quiet, but you have spotted them. It seems that while Ollie was right that things were not that far, there's no accounting for something that flies, that has dropped off paratroopers in essence over the town. It seems that the invasion of Vogler is happening sooner than you would have expected. Corey, what would you like to do with that information?
I think if I could use minor illusion to sound like Mr. Gerber.
I
and tell
grab
him that the-
Lyndon's hand and I run into the tavern to find Junie.
Where are we going?
I pull you towards one of the windows and I gesture up to the sky to what's happening. I already created a panic. I don't want to create more of a panic.
Is this to me? Sorry.
No, not at all.
Oh yeah,
Lyndon.
sorry, my bad. I'm still in the tavern. I'm doing stuff.
We need to get our family and get out of here. There's about to be attack from the skies.
Yes, yes. Let's move. We need to move. Where is father?
I look around the tavern. I clearly
Your dad
spot...
is walking in and out. He's come in with Sabian, and they're grabbing another cot. Juniper is with them, and there's like injured people. There's like half a dozen injured people left in here.
Do I see Junie?
Junie's with them. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
moving the injured, and she's been helping as well.
I send a message to Junie. Junie, with us now.
I will literally grab our father and say, "You need to come with me now. Corey is calling us."
The screams of villagers ring through the smoke in the distance of the burning buildings. Through the commotion, it pierces across. All of you hear it. Among the screams arises an unbelievable word. Dragon! Dragon! And you hear the sheer terror of the people outside as they begin to rush on the boats. At the gates, you hear the drums. The sounds of the drums, however, are not the thousands strong that you had seen before. This is the raiding party, the front-facing, or the front runners, if you will, that are starting to approach the town. Whatever the militias have done to slow this down, at least a certain amount of groups of them has gotten past, and you know for a fact that the town is under attack. The villagers have spotted something in the skies that has scared the living tear out of them. Goose, Ollie, your siblings are nowhere to be seen, but you hear that cry of dragon. Finch is with you, Goose. Ollie, you're with him. You guys have been helping people. You've brought a bunch of horses. You can hear the panic of the horses as the shout echoes across. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to connect with telepathy to Goose. Goose. Did I just hear the word?
Might be running quickly time, huh?
Dragon? Where are we running? Word was dragon.
Docks. Let's go. He's leading this like train of horses as he's just like running. He starts to pick up speed. As he does, would he have found like a sledgehammer? Like any kind of...
Just lying around.
When you're passing by
about,
the stables are not far from the blacksmith. There is a smithing hammer that's like fairly large that you could use as a war hammer. That nobody has like that. Yeah, nobody has like the enormous small that you had. You don't know that you lost that thing, but you do find a war hammer.
But he grabs the blacksmith's hammer. And continues running. He's got this train of 8 horses as he sprints towards. As he does, you see reflexively his right hand, a gauntlet of ice starts to form over it as he looks down his hand. He's like, okay, that's not coming out. He's iced himself to the warhammer as he sprints towards the docks.
Nice. Icing somebody, isn't that also mean you get a cooler? Aren't you're drinking like a Zima or something? It's fine.
We call them Eskies here.
Oh, okay. and you have that with your Snuggie hot dogs.
Let's pick our battles, huh, guys?
So
no, this is important. I know there's dragons.
I think creatures that are flying above, they are seconds away from landing across different parts of town. So you're in the tavern. What are you guys doing? Are you guys joining up together? I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I'm going to turn to Lyndon and I'm going to say, I don't care about the other people in this town. I will use them as cannon fodder if we have to. The screaming and panicking will allure the others. We need to sneak out. Our family is the only thing that matters right now.
Everybody? Where are they, though? Where's Goose? Ollie? Where are they?
I send a message out to Goose. I saw the direction they were going in the houses close to the cliffs to find people.
When you come, they're not far from the inn. The inn's right by the wharf, and if you step out of the building...
I'm not stepping out of the building.
Okay, so then...
If you look outside, you'll probably see
I'm looking out,
8
I'm
horses
looking out the front
led by...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
As soon as I spot Goose, I'm going to send a message. Get into the tavern and hide. The only way we're going to survive this is to stealth out of here.
I don't think we're going to be sneaking out of an invasion. Plus... That every single person is going to be put to the sword of the docks. That's where you'll find me.
Goose has decided to save the town.
Pussy has. Wait. Then we go to where he is. We need to meet up. We need to meet up.
If we go out there, we're gonna die.
I have
How
horses.
many did you see?
You send me. How do you send me another message?
I just yell real loud.
You just know. I think you just know.
How many did you see? They're not all here. They couldn't all ride on that thing, surely.
No, I relayed to you that I saw what I assume is a big dragon and 3 small ones falling from the sky.
Me?
To Lyndon, sorry.
We have to get him. We have to get him. If that's where he's going, we need to go.
Okay. Junie?
I'm desperately trying to get our father to go to the docks. If nothing else, you need to get onto a ship. And I will make sure that people get to the boats.
2 more. Just 2 more. We have time for 2
No.
more. Yes.
No, that's
yes.
2 more than you already need to. What about us, your family? Don't you want to live for us?
I'm not planning on. I'm not.
No, because you never plan anything. Just listen to me. Get to the boats now.
All right, fine. Then you take care of them. And with this, he will collect his bag. He will. You see, as he dips. I just need to get my things. He
No.
He's good. He wants to go get his stuff from inside the tavern up in the room.
I can't fucking do anything with this baby. None of you listen to me. Anyway,
Where
it's
do you think we
fine,
get
it's
it?
Fine. Truly.
Yeah.
Is Sabian still there?
Sabian is there, and you watch as he has. So he's like dark-skinned, balding. He's got jewelry on him. He's got a very dry sense of humor, this guy. But he looks to you and he's waiting for your dad.
I'm just gonna march over to Sabian. Sabian, you need to get my father out of here. He will not listen to me. He will keep saving people until this town burns around him.
What do you think what do you assume that I can change his mind?
You're his friend. If you have to force him, do it. You've known me since I was this high, and I need my father. I can't do it alone.
We can't do it alone. You're right. I will do my best, Juniper. He
Then
is just as
please-
stubborn as your dad, this guy, by the way.
I yell across the tavern, Junie!
What? Sorry.
At that moment, your dad comes back down. He's got his bag,
Game
and he
matches
has,
game.
and he has on his shoulder. You see his enormous, the axe that he uses at home. This sort of like enormous axe that he carries with him. Right. So, the boats. Sabian,
Yes.
to the boats. And with this, he nods to him. Your father looks at you, pats you on the shoulder, and he makes his way out of the tavern towards the boats, where there's
Holy
Goose,
shit.
there's Ollie, there's the whole crowd of people there. You guys have dallied a little bit.
Why did we go to the docks? We're all gonna die!
You can see.
I didn't dally.
No, I know, but like, people
He
are
was
landing.
dallying.
So Goose, you're with the horses. You have your ice hand. Ollie, you were with Goose, I think, and you sent a message,
Yeah.
right? You telepathically talked to
been-
Goose,
I've been
right?
giving
No, I
away
was just like,
horses.
what are we doing? Are we
Right.
going to the gates? Are we running back to the family? So I've just been playing in tow. So I'm waiting to see how it all goes down.
Okay. See, there's a lot of
yeah.
indecision. Right.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, there is.
I'm going to the docks.
You're,
I'm going
you're
to
at the
docks,
docks.
too.
You're at the
I'm
docks.
curious.
All right.
Yeah,
I've been
we're at
giving
the
away
docks.
horses. I've been like, horses for sale. Pay me back in a
Why?
week. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Getting people to go out, leave as quickly as possible.
They'll look into you and they're saying, take the horses on the boats.
No. Just take the horse. The boats. You don't want to go on the boat. I'm like taking people aside and be like, you don't want to go on a boat. You want to get a horse. You want to get a horse. And like smacking it on the butt as soon as they're on it and sending
There
them
are
off.
things falling from the sky.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
you're sending people out the
Yeah.
gate to get out of town. That's the only way out of town.
Yeah, the
Ollie-
gate that's
Ollie's-
not. I assume not. Is there 2 gates to town or is there just
It's
the one?
just the one.
Oh,
So Ollie's
So
gonna
you're
say
sa-
this.
there's
gonna
no
say that
other
to-
exit to town.
Do
Let
we
me.
need to rewind this?
Yeah,
no,
so-
it's fine. Let me double check. I'm gonna make.
I didn't realize that this town was a cul-de-sac at the end of like
Yeah,
a
if it's on a
valley or
river,
something
it
where
would-
there's only
it would-
one way in.
Let me just look at the map of the town, but I'm pretty sure there's
It must
one
be
way
a-
out
it
and
must
one
be
way
the
out.
other end of town.
Maybe it's not a major gate, but like, there would,
Meaning
unless
it's
it's
a
a walled
coastal
town.
town, right? Yeah, that's
It's
if
not-
it's a
it's
walled
not
town, we're
walled.
fucked.
So if you
Right.
look at, I think I sent this map,
Might
but
be.
I'll put it back in
It's a
Discord. for you
heavily
guys to see.
fortified town.
Let me put it in here just so you see it again. All right. There's no surprise. I think I sent this before already. There is one way out of
Oh.
town.
Oh, they're
Because
really
it's
fucking
surrounded
is
by
one
water.
Right.
It is
Can
we
surrounded by water.
retroactively
This makes so much
take,
more sense.
So you,
take back everything that Goose said?
that's. I thought you were sending
Yeah.
people to not get them on boats so that you'd have more room on the boats for you. But I think that's my misunderstanding.
That was my intention, but it wasn't my intention to send them out by the gate that all
To
the
die.
Die.
to die.
So yeah, that's the only way out.
We need to decide what to do here. There's literally things falling from the sky.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask
okay.
all of you to roll initiative.
We're playing time killer, Ollie. We're playing time killer. We kill some time for the people to get on the boats and go.
Man. 9. Sucks.
It's really good that I'm level 6 for this.
As the lot
What?
of you,
No,
Are-
he
What do you
didn't
know
say
that
that.
I
Only
don't know.
6? I'm level 10. So.
as you guys are,
Yeah.
as you're taking time, and you're looking and deciding amongst yourselves what to do, what not to do, there is a sudden. You feel the heat, and you see the roiling clouds come in very unnaturally, pushing in front. The sky darkens very quickly, and outside all of you, is this Lyndon playing with rocks again? You hear the an explosion that rocks part of the town. Flying embers fly across the rooftops and land across the roof of the inn, of the little market that sits immediately outside, and people are screaming. You hear the landing of multiple of these draconians that were flying in, and you guys have now rolled initiative, so give me your numbers, please.
Only got a 16.
19.
All right, hang on. I need to bring your characters in. So
The
Juniper's
Ellen
here.
dice have been rolling hot today.
So Juniper, Goose,
Yeah,
Just FYI.
see?
Corey.
Yeah, see?
They had
Lyndon.
their time.
All right. So one more time. Sorry. 25 to 20. 20 to 15.
19.
19, 16. 15 to 10. 10 to 5. Jesus, you guys.
Sorry, I missed out.
Nine.
16 for Ollie.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. That's good. That's
So,
better.
sorry. 10 to 5 was anyone? Oh,
9.
okay. Lyndon. -5. What did Lyndon get? Did we lose Rob?
Is he frozen?
Oh, yeah, he's.
Or is
No,
he...
I thought he was
Oh,
just holding that
shit!
pose.
I literally
No, he's
thought
holding
he
it.
was just...
He was just
He's
holding
acting
the
right
pose.
now. No, he's holding it.
He's
Well
doing
done,
a great
Rob.
job.
Well
Wow.
done.
Wow.
That's a great.
If anyone can do a good
Still
roll
holding
face,
it.
now's your
Wow.
time.
Impressive.
Yeah.
So we'll
Rob
get
is-
we'll get Rob's
He's
in a
not even
minute.
breaking when we're
No.
asking him a direct
Amazing.
Yep.
So outside of the inn, Juniper, Lyndon, and Corey are.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
We lost. There we lost. Oh no, I
We
messed
lost
up all
him.
the overlay. We'll give him a second to
Oh
come
no,
back.
he was in the explosion!
Oh no, rip,
Oh no.
rip in peace.
Yeah, sorry. Ollie got a 16. I missed
Yeah.
the count.
It's
the-
okay, you're
the
fine.
bracket.
You're fine. I got
Yep.
you. You two are the docks, and Sabian's out here, as well as Seraphina's not super far off. And
The
we
worst
have.
thing is, I tried so hard to save our father, and I just
No,
died here.
nothing's fine. Nothing's happening to you,
Wait,
Dad.
the fact that everyone decided that grouping in the same area as all of the panicked people was a good idea.
It's the only way out of town. Where else would we go?
Alrighty.
Oh, it's
So-
not gonna save us from an attack
Oh.
by this guy.
Nice, Zach. Good. Yeah, look. you
Never
have,
left.
Never left.
Perfect.
Guys,
You
he's
can't see it
right
on.
here.
You can't see it on screen. 'cause
Unfortunately,
the
you,
overlay.
you lose the actual beauty of this moment because it's not on
Uh,
stream.
Can I
Oh,
do?
no.
Is there a way for me to do it? Hang on. We'll give him a
Alright.
minute.
Oh
mean-
yeah.
You should
We've all
send that
been
to
shuffled
the.
over.
You should send that to the Discord and see who comes up with the best meme.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's
This
a
is
meme
too
contest.
good.
Hopefully he gets internet back. I'll give him a minute. But he is showing us offline.
It's
Uh-oh.
very funny.
Uh-oh. All right, well. Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Hey.
And I need to reorganize the
Hey.
screens. Okay, so this is...
All right. Zach, you're Juniper. I'm Lyndon.
Okay.
Love your background.
Rob's
Zach.
Ollie.
It's perfect.
Well,
It sounds great.
I made sure you were always with us in spirit.
Thanks, man. Somebody cast internet crash at my
Internet
house.
crash.
Apparently.
It was
Got it?
effective.
We got it. We got it. Perfect. Nice. Can you give me initiative, please, Lyndon?
7.
I'm not 7. I'm not sure what you missed or what you didn't miss.
I was going just as you were rolling initiative, and Dredd was just in the middle of saying, "Sorry, I missed my initiative."
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
So you heard the explosion. The inn is rocked fire up above, and you have 3, one on either end of the sort of alleyway. There are 3 larger than you've seen before, draconians who have landed with large wings beside them. And we're going to start right there. So let me just do this. Let's get one here.
Now,
And-
just for reference,
Yes.
these guys, when they die, it's not good
Nothing
to,
happens.
not good to be near them. I'm
And
just
the-
saying it now.
You said that these
Okay.
guys are larger than the ones we've seen before, yeah?
Slightly larger, yes. The minions may not be representative of exactly what they are, but they look cool, so I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
do this.
Always
Alright.
go for rule of cool.
I am so worried.
To be fine.
We
For
got this.
you, who has
Level
strength and
3.
weapons, and us,
Level
who has
Hey,
no spell
weapon.
slots.
Weapon.
Sorry, you have the spell
Golden
slots of
weapon.
physics, biology, and chemistry. It's the only spell slots you need right there.
You
All right.
somehow managed
Yeah.
to cast Meteor Swarm without actually having the spell slots, Rob. So
Yes.
So top of the
Because
round
it took
is
a lot of ingenuity and a lot of downtime. It took me 2 hours of preparation.
oh no, I'm
And I
not saying
happened
it
to be
wasn't
given a
hard.
catapult.
It's impressive. It is
It's
incredibly
very
impressive. Yeah.
okay.
And I was
Goose.
hoping that doing so would have given us enough time to get out, but you all split up and ran off in different directions, giving us no chance to actually get out as a family.
It was a good plan, though. I liked the plan. And it let me do other things while you guys were planning. Goose,
Exactly.
you are first. You see
Okay,
the fire and there's a bit of destruction. There's debris all around you, and you can hear the commotion of the people trying to get on the boats.
Okay, so then can I be on a horse then? Since
Yes.
these horses are essentially death traps.
Well, maybe some people can make it. I'm sure some people made it, right? Safely. They're
They
fine.
would be great for anyone remaining who wished to
Yeah.
buy time for the rest of the town, i.e. the
Yeah, yeah,
army,
yeah.
who you probably stole them from.
You're on a horse.
Can't believe
Done.
this.
I'm on a horse.
Can't believe you've
Love
done
that.
this.
I believe you've done this.
Goose clatters. So down that hallway, down that street.
Yes.
Am I seeing defenders of the town, and then they're facing off against a massive dragon boy?
So
or-
all the way so the defenders of the town are closer to the gate where Becklin was, and they're holding. You can hear commotion and shouting over there. You don't know how
Alright.
long they'll hold, but over here there's a bunch of essentially villagers, defenseless commoners with 1 hit point, and you guys are basically it.
who are the 2 people near the big dragon man?
That is Juniper and Finch.
Oh, okay.
So no one important.
And beside, your dad has just stepped out of the inn when this happened with Sabian, so they'd be closer to that side as well.
Okay.
I swear to fucking God, if he jumps in, I'm gonna kill our father.
Goose is going to. Can I on horseback get up to the dragon man?
Oh my god.
On horseback, the movement of the horse is at least 1,000 feet, right?
Yeah,
Pretty, pretty sure how that's how D&D works. I think
Yeah.
it's 80
I think you can dash as a
feet?
bonus action. What kind of
Let me
horse is it?
It's a riding horse. Let me
Riding
double.
I'm
horse is
starting to
60
feel
riding
like
horse
this
60
is
feet.
Yeah, 60 feet.
It's
Cool.
an Australian quarter horse. Don't ask.
Which one do you want to go after? There's one immediately behind you. Goose.
Immediately behind me.
Hang on, let me change the overlay. My bad. My bad. So there's one.
Oh, that dude. That's an enemy.
Hang on. Once it updates, there's one. Yes, there's one here, and that is within.
Oh, those boys are real close, huh?
Yeah, that one's close.
Alrighty.
The other one, they're flying down. The other one's 90 feet away from you, and the last one is
Okay.
90. There's a bunch of them, like one 50, the other 90, the other one 100 feet away from you.
Okay, the one directly behind me, I'm going to wheel around the horse.
Yeah.
I'm going to swing my Warhammer two-handed and catch him. Well, we'll see. Won't we?
All right, make an attack roll.
14 to hit?
14. Hang on. Stand block. Stand by. 14 does not hit. Just barely misses.
Ah.
Oh,
Cool,
wait.
Cool.
Yes. No, you just miss. You miss.
Love that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Love that for me. That is, well, that's the game.
If I'd have gone first, not rolled like ass on initiative for once, I might have been able to cast magic weapon on your weapon, and then you'd have got a 15 on that. And,
yeah.
But no,
You
I'm
know.
going last again.
Not how.
You know, Zen monks say that there is only the now, and we cannot, look into the past.
Ollie, you were turned into a wolf. Did you ever drop out of it?
Nope.
Okay, so you're
No,
still
no,
in
no.
your wolf form.
Yep.
And it is,
Telepathy.
unless you have a bonus action, Goose, otherwise it's your turn, Ollie. Okay, then it is
All
on
right,
you.
no bonus action. All right. Can I? So where's Goose? Is just over there fighting that one there.
Yeah, he's right behind. He's
Yep.
not far behind.
It's just
you.
me and Goose on the docks, right? There's no other
There are-
siblings here, right?
The other siblings, two of them are in the inn. Goose,
Yeah.
Lyndon and Corey were there, and it's broken down
Ah,
now.
brilliant! It looks so cool.
And then your dad and Sabian are outside. Juniper's in the distance. You see Finch. There's a bunch of people on the docks. I didn't put them down, but there are a
Okay.
bunch of villagers out here.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to take in a deep breath, and then suddenly you're gonna hear this crack as Ollie is going to howl. Eyes will become ablaze with the color of green, and the back of the gullet as well is going to glow green as well. I'm going to use my spirit totem to try and get everyone within range and getting the 8 temporary hit points. And then I'm going to charge.
What's the range
up
of your
if there's-
totem?
So the totem is 60 feet. Oh no, it can be moved 60 feet, 30 feet. 30 feet radius, yeah.
See what we can make happen here. Of your
If I
siblings,
can't get the twins, I
Yeah.
will just replace it so that they can run into it.
All right,
That
so
would be
the,
my
this
next option.
there's a place you could put it. Probably. Hang on, I'm gonna try to find the best place. Okay, you can get
Don't
you.
worry
You
about-
can get
Don't
Goose.
worry about hitting me because I have temp HP already.
Oh right. Okay.
All right,
Got
so
it.
Yeah,
then
we'll move it back further then.
So you
focus on
can
the rest of the game.
get the inn. You can almost get your dad. You get yourself. Yeah,
Right.
we can position it to get the twins, your dad, Sabian, but not Juniper.
That's fine. Let's do that.
Everyone
Now,
except Junie and Goose.
the question is, do I have to be in it to maintain the temporary hit points, or are they just like given to you and then you hold
They're
on to
given.
them? Okay, cool.
They're
just
Yeah.
given
All right,
to
let's
them.
do that. Let's do that. I'll grab the hit points and then I'll run up to join Goose if there's space there and crash in and bite.
Okay. What's the movement speed on your wolf form? 40
40,
feet, right?
if
Yes,
possible,
you
yeah.
absolutely get there.
Hells yeah. You see this snarl and the sound of like heavy footfalls. They charge over in that direction.
Perfect. Nice. You know what? This is combat. I'm gonna stand up for this.
Ooh.
Ooh, oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Dun,
He's
dun,
asserting
dun,
his
dun,
dominance.
dun,
Oh,
dun,
we're in trouble.
dun,
I said the
dun,
word
dun,
dragon.
dun.
I got to stand up. All right, what's going on? What'd you get?
I got a natto 1-0.
No, that's a bit of a miss, sadly.
Yeah, it's a 5. Oh wait, I got pack tactics.
You do have pack tactics.
Yeah. That is going to be a. I'm using the modifier of the stat block I've got for
Yep.
the attack, right? Yep.
Yep.
So 14 will be a miss, unfortunately.
Just misses.
Yeah.
Just misses. Okay. With that, it is the one on the other end who will. You watch as Garrett on the other side of the docks is standing there. He turns to face, and you can see that over the past little while, Becklin, who was talking to people at some point or another, he has put together There's a chest that's been opened at some point, and Becklin has given his brothers what his brother's armor was supposed to be. As he was going to join the knights, she's given it to him. And as he has put on his knight outfit, you watch as Garrett, now a squire but now turned knight of the Salamnic Order, will take the charge of the Draconian.
Prove it. Prove yourself.
Basically, the Draconian will make an attack. That's a 17
Negative.
plus that hits. So that is
Garrett immediately dies. That's it. He had 6 hit points.
no,
rip.
no.
this,
Effing
Oopsie.
chat.
and he needs to make a con saving throw. This is just me playing by myself. This is good. This is what we want. He fails a saving throw and takes 2d6 poison damage on top of it.
Oh, do you think any of these dudes have my hammer?
Oh, it'd be so good. The thing is, I
what's
think that
important.
I think the dragon-
Raka
I think
has
the
a
dragon
plan
has it.
for it.
I mean,
dragon
that's
has
cool.
it.
Like,
You watch as the Draconian lands,
lands.
plunges.
Wielding my hammer.
That's it. That's it. He plunges the dagger in the chest of Garrett and pushes him to the ground. You hear Garrett lets out a scream of pain as he's knocked down with the Draconian now looming over him. The big boy that's in the corner there, Junie, you are right in front of it, and it's going to walk with great intention towards you.
okay.
5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, yeah, I can get to you. Okay, well. And it is right here. Oh, natural 1. Its first attack, you watch as its serrated blade goes after your head. This thing towers about 10 feet in height. It is enormous. You can see the scales on it, the long teeth that is drooling literally like acid that's burning on the ground. Its serrated blade with the sound of the wind alone, if that had connected, and it's gonna follow up with one attack, and it's gonna follow up with its tail attack on you to try to go through your chest, sort of alien style. A 22 will hit.
That will hit, yeah.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's not good. It's an 8.
Okay, remind me your total maximum hit points.
I don't want to.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, it's a 25.
All right, and you took 6 points. You're at
Must
19.
be nice.
With this, as you get hit by the tail, you are flung back 10 feet and knocked prone.
Okay.
Or, sorry, 5 feet and knocked prone. Oops.
Well,
Oh.
that sucks for me.
Corey, you're up next, and you are in the inn. You can see that the roof has taken some significant amount of damage. There's fire that's burning, and people are outside shouting. You are reinvigorated by your brother's totem, and it is mayhem. What will you do?
Okay. Did I watch Junie just get flung? Can I see any of my other family members?
You know what? That's a great question. Let's find out. From out of here, you can see your dad. You can see... you saw your brother, Goose, and Ollie run on the dock towards something that you can't quite make out. And that's it. You don't see Junie. But you can hear, like, this, you heard her, like, let out a scream, presumably, as she gets knocked over.
You hear a message of just oof.
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 The Minecraft hit sound.
Knocked
Yeah.
out of her.
Or when you fall into lava in
Oh,
Minecraft.
God.
I hate that sounded.
I turned to Lyndon, panicked, and run out of the broken down tavern after Junie.
Okay. You step out onto the old patio, and you can see your sister on the ground with an enormous draconic creature looming over her with blades that are as tall as you are.
Okay.
You see Finch is beside her as well.
How far is that creature from me?
One might say it's 27.5 feet away exactly.
Nice. Okay. Well, poop. I
Wet Willy. Here we go. It worked
Yeah,
once.
yeah,
It might
we're
work
really
again.
I still have my unseen servant.
I
the
don't think
ultimate
dragon
move.
folk would even know what a wet willy is, so that would like
Do they have
fuck them up
do they have
even
ears?
more.
Do they
Okay,
have
okay.
ears? Good question.
Yeah,
gonna-
reptiles have ears.
I am going to magic missile the creature.
Roll your 3d4.
Solid
Nice.
choice.
You see the magic darts
God,
slam
I love
into
magic
it?
missile.
It's so good. I don't need
Especially
to...
when
Four.
it saves me.
8, 10.
Wow.
Plus what?
Wow.
What is it?
Plus
4D?
3.
Plus 3. So 13.
Nice. As they hit
Nice.
into the... They leave gaping holes in this creature's wings. Like you have actually physically hurt it quite a bit. And it immediately looks away from your sister and looks at you.
Yeah. I am going to also, as a bonus action, command my unseen servant to stay in front of Lyndon at all times.
Okay. Little tiny invisible Ollie will park itself in front of Lyndon.
Perfect.
Aw.
At that moment, which I forgot to roll, but I'm gonna shoehorn in here because it feels appropriate. Yes, that's actually fine. Your dad, who is standing there and has seen Juniper get knocked over. Like, he's making his way to the docks. You'd finally convinced him. He's leaving. He sees his children being attacked. He sees his daughter get knocked over. And you watch as he looks to Sabian, who nods his head, and you hear Sabian say, "For glory and honor, old friend? No."
I hate you, Sabian. I hate you.
He looks to you guys and he says, "For family and for the future." He'll take his axe, and for the second time in your life ever, you hear your father goes into a berserker rage, and as he shouts, the wind that bellows from him pushes your hair back, your cloak back. You watch as he stands tall and roars out his defiance to the gods and to these draconians, and he will charge past you to stand toe-to-toe with this creature. He will make his first attack. You are right beside him. I need you to make a quick perception for me, please.
Just
Who's-
quickly to
who's
them.
you?
Juniper is on the ground.
Juniper.
Me.
Me,
Okay.
obviously, if I'm nearby.
You
Perception?
Sure, but yes, sure. Your DC will be a little bit higher than Juniper's.
Okay.
13.
13. Okay. Your dad is visibly swole right now. Like, he is friggin' big. When he raged, you see the muscles kind of rippling. The doddering, forgetful old man that you've known at the farm for the last few years, just in that moment, seems to be gone. He is singing the song of the berserker, the song that promises death, and he stands in front of him. He will make his first reckless attack against the berserker.
I also rolled a 22.
Perfect. You can see that Sabian has cast a spell on your dad, making him faster, deadlier, but he is focusing intently on your father.
Better, faster,
I
stronger.
like Berserker Rages.
Work it.
Here's a buck for Dad's final rage.
Do it.
So the first
Okay,
attack,
so-
natural one, but he has advantage. So you recognize the haste spell on your dad. So first attack misses with a nat 1, but because of advantage, because of reckless, 18. Oh, sorry, no, it's... Oh, the stats. Dirty 20 on your dad. Will hit. You watch as his great axe plants itself, and he rips through an enormous swing that cuts at the wings. 3, 2, and 3. So that's 10 points of damage on the first attack from your dad. The second attack from him, 14 will hit, but with advantage. Double 14s. Okay, another hit. 14 points of damage on the second attack. And because of the haste attack, he'll get another attack in. 8 or 5. The last attack, he's kind of partially winded already. The last attack, you watch as the enormous draconian will bring the blade down and stop the final attack from your dad. The other Draconian that's facing you, Goose, and you, Ollie, will attack the enormous wolf with a 7 plus 3, 10. Does 10 hit?
No.
Yeah.
And the second attack from it, another 7. This game sucks.
Okay.
This game is terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
We hate it here.
With lupine agility, I just.
All right, I love it when the DM rolls like poop. Juniper,
Yeah.
it's on you. Your dad is right beside you. You're on the ground. He is standing tall, facing this creature. What will you do?
I think just briefly, because she's prone,
Yes.
she just kind of like looks up with like tears in her eyes and just says, "Dad."
He does not. He is lost to the song of the battle right now.
Yeah, and she just feels like the tall child in which she has grown up to be. It's been a while since her dad has been like full height and strength and literally, standing above her. And I guess I just use my action to not be unless I can shoot an arrow from just lying down.
Yeah, you can stand up or you can shoot from being prone. It's up to you. Standing up only
can use
costs you
half
half your
your movement to
movement.
stand up.
Yeah, it's not
it's
an
my
action.
movement.
Yeah.
Sorry, sometimes I get stuck in cyberpunk world.
You're fine. So it's a half your movement. You have 15 feet of movement left.
Which also infuriates me because I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean I can't just like try and evade every attack that happens my way? What do you mean things just hit?
They just hit me?
Yeah. Okay, I will kind of like get to my feet, and I'm gonna fire an arrow at this
for it.
chump. Because
Absolutely.
that's my dad.
That is
That's
your
our
dad.
dad.
That's our dad.
Daddy!
Freaking dad.
Oh god, we're all so lame.
Yeah,
I love it.
it
I love
though.
it so much. Oh yeah, how can you not? 22.
22 absolutely hits. Roll damage.
Okay, let's 10 damage, and there's just the one dragonkin near me? Is that right?
Right now, there's only that enormous towering draconian in front of you. Correct.
Okay, then I can't use my horde breaker.
Sadly, no. There's nothing else nearby. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Sorry, just trying to look at the map, but I have old lady eyes.
So you are here. Hang on. There's the totem aura, but there you are. Your dad is immediately beside you. Finch is beside him. Sabian is a little bit further back, focusing on your dad, having cast a haste spell. And the dwarf is behind you. You can see Corey over your shoulder. You can hear Corey over your shoulder casting the magic missiles, and the building is on fire. You can hear again. I didn't put all the villagers here because it would muddy up the map really badly. But there's like dozens of people screaming, running.
Yeah.
The clouds are covered. You can see literally ashes and red lightning coursing through the skies now.
Can I move backwards? There's not
Yeah.
really cover per se, but I just, she's had all the wind knocked out of her, and I think she's just trying to like slowly back away from this thing as she, fumbles around for more arrows.
As you move back, this thing's reach is longer than you anticipated, and it will take an attack of opportunity on you. As you step back, it lunges with the other sword in its hand and aims for your
Okay.
chest. So that's attack opportunity with a 9. That's a miss.
That is a miss.
Okay, so you've taken some steps. You ready the next arrow.
I think
and that's-
I'm just like literally too like not clumsy, but like just trying to do it as quick as I can without taking my eyes off it, and the stumbling kind of helps me a little bit with just like evading it.
Perfect. Lyndon, you're up, and Goose, you're next.
I will step forward, seeing the commotion, just quickly assessing what's going on, seeing Dad fighting this thing. I know Dad's weapon, right? You said he's carried it around
Yes.
for a while. Do I know if it's a magic weapon?
It's not a magic weapon, but it's an enormous.
Not a magic weapon.
No, not that you can tell. He has. Doesn't matter at this moment. No, this is not a magic weapon.
I will. I'm not going to do that while he's swinging it. I will look around looking for something to do. See Dad fighting this thing and think I've got to distract this thing and maybe kill it if I can.
Give me if you're looking around,
to...
give me a perception, please.
Sure, why not? That is a 16.
Circling in the clouds above, dipping occasionally here and there, you see the shape. How much studying would you have done on this at the school, at this level? Give me a...
Well, if it helps, I am proficient in history.
I was about to ask, so give me a history check.
You majored in history?
I have a 23 history check.
Okay, I need to double check something. Nice. I like
Maybe
when
it's
I have
just a really big bird.
That's a really big, scaly red bird.
Really big, scaly red bird that breathes
fire.
And speaks and hoards things. And
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. It's the thing.
Statistical and
so
megalomaniacal.
Yeah, you need to get out in nature more, you know?
Where is it?
Just imagine Lyndon bird watching. Huh. It was a bird.
It was a bird. Wow.
It was a bird.
Oh my gosh, D&D Beyond with its search function. Love you, D&D Beyond, but Jesus. I know I'm typing it right. There we go. Okay. So, what you're looking at is you've spent some time in this school researching for reasons that maybe we'll discover in the prequel. Who knows? Dragons have been a fascination of a kind for you. Maybe because of how powerfully magic they were, about the impossibility of something that big.
Definitely.
What you're looking at, falls in the category of not a full... It is part of the dragon family, but it is not like one of the mythical ancient red dragons or like anything like this. But this is a dragonel. This is a smaller dragon creature that you know for a fact does not, or is unable, according to everything that you've read, is unable to breathe fire. But as you're looking up, and this is why you know to look, it has a saddle, and on its back, a rider that has a crossbow that is loaded, and at the tip of that arrow, you see the rider on the back of that dragonel points back to the ground, and in that moment, it's about ready to shoot a fiery crossbow bolt again to detonate.
Right, gotcha. Rough distance between me and that dragon?
Let's put her on the map since you've spotted her. Sorry, I don't want to react to what's happening in chat, but thank you, Badulus. Jesus.
Those are subs.
Where is our dragon now? Let's use... This one looks cool. Perfect, sorry. So. Oops. Oh, come on. I just made it fly and then I dropped it. Never mind. And there it is. And it's about 120 feet away from you. And on its back, you see a woman. Clearly a woman with a helmet. The curve of the armor kind of gives it away, the way that it's shaped, and she has a crossbow in her hand, and she's aiming downwards, taking aim, and you could see that she's particularly vicious because her crossbow is trailing over where all the villagers are.
Now you say roughly 120 feet.
Yeah, depending on where it's moving as it's circling.
All right. Yeah, let's try something stupid.
Yeah.
Lyndon sees
The Hartmann way.
Lyndon sees
boy.
this, thinks I don't know the range of this yet because I'm relatively new to it. But if this can work, it works. Uses the last phase step that he's got until he rests to move 30 feet towards it, ideally onto a rooftop or something. But if not, then he's going 30 feet into the air. If there is a rooftop, that's preferable.
There is the top of the inn is 30 feet exactly.
Wonderful. 30 feet up, and then that should hopefully give me a 90-foot range to them because I've got catapult, which is a 90 feet spell. So I am going to focus the object that I can move is up to 5 pounds, and a crossbow bolt should not weigh more than 5 pounds. I'm going to use catapult to fling the crossbow bolt back up the ramp of the crossbow barrel and at her, hoping to impale her on the other end of her own crossbow bolt with catapult.
I kind of love this. So you're exactly, I was measuring, you're 89.8 feet away in that moment. So thank you,
Holy
Tailspire, for that exact distance. I was like, is he not? I don't want to cheat you out of it. The explosive hand crossbow, I'm going to ask you.
Now the object specifies in the spell it cannot be I can't target an object that is being worn or carried, and I figured that's why I'm not targeting the crossbow itself, which is being carried.
Right.
But
the bolt.
I'll tell you what'd be
into the
sick.
crossbow. I thought maybe
It's like literally after she shoots it, it just like
that's
stops
actually
in
what
the
I was
air.
thinking of, because if
cool.
Rackham, the first thing that I was thinking, if Rackham said, "Oh, you're like 150 feet away," I was like, "Oh, it's too far," but I'll hold my action until she fires it, and then I'll
Then you
target.
fire.
So
that's so sick.
Rob, what
hang on.
happens if it's like a sentient crossbow? and
range-
that's like its hat.
The range of catapult.
It's being worn.
Rob, maybe I misunderstood, but the range I see of catapult is 60 feet.
60 feet? Oh, no, it moves in a 90-foot line, but the spell
Yes.
is 60 feet. All right.
So do you wanna hold your action
plan
then?
B. I'll do plan B,
Plan B.
then. I will cast
my
the
action.
spell, hold it, and then as soon as it's fired and it's within the 60
go.
foot, I'll send it flanging back at her and or the Dragonelle.
Perfect. Well, you don't have to wait long because she's next on the initiative at the top of the round, just ahead of Goose, the Dragonelle rider. Presumably
Oh my
this
God.
red ruin that was beckoned by and the explosions that summoned it forth. She takes aim at the villagers and she shoots. You
Release
catapulted
catapult
back.
straight towards her. She and the Dragonelle both need to make a whoever it would hit first has to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 13. If they succeed, the next person in line also has to make it.
This is why
And
we play
also-
D&D.
Lyndon would know that if the Dragonelle is moving, to not send it directly back the direction it came.
Yeah. Lyndon's very, like we've just
Just
established.
stating
think-
it
I
for
think for-
Rackham.
trajectory.
I'm good. I understand that, his math skills are
He's smart enough
decent.
to put a...
I think we're
he
okay.
understands physics.
The DC said 13.
13 dexterity DC.
I
Would
rolled.
it be the Dragon L and then the Rider?
Yeah,
So-
it's whoever it would hit first. So I'm assuming the Dragonelle and then the Rider.
It's
if the
so
Dragonelle-
I'm looking at the stat block of this entity, which is one combined entity. It's called Red Ruin. She has actually, that is just the rider. Hang on, let me look at the dragon now. Oh my god! Right now I rolled a 13.
Oh man.
Oh,
The dex
I really
saving
need to up
throw
my DC as soon
is
as I can.
15. She rolls a 15 with plus
15?
2. The
Alright.
dragon now. The rider I will roll separately.
Yeah. So the wing goes past
Oh
the...
my god, I hate this game, dude. It was on 18 and then it fell off. Oh
Love it.
my.
That's what we want.
Explode,
very happy with
explode,
this.
explode.
Little
Okay.
did you know that I bought
I
Rackham-
need you.
I
So
bought Rackham
Lyndon, the
a second time.
explosive expert.
okay, so roll. I think it's 3d8 first for just the.
Yeah, I rolled it. It's 30. It's 15. 15 points of bludgeoning damage from the spell. It says she and the object that I've flung at her takes that amount of damage, so the
Yeah.
bolt will explode.
So as a follow-up, she will need to make a. So the dragon is immune to the fire damage, the Dragonelle, but she needs to make a DC 15 Dexterity saving throw. That she promptly fails. This game is dumb and I hate it. Rob, you know what? Because this is your fault, I'm going to ask you to please roll 10 D6.
Got you. I got 4,
Let's
5,
go.
6, 7.
I love that I am
8,
like
9,
witnessing
10.
firsthand a maths lesson problem
Hey,
of like if you are
hey, Dredge, 3 of these. I ran out of regular sized D6s, so 3 of these are yours.
Stop it. Go on. I hope they roll all sixes.
All right. Let's find out. No, they did not. They all rolled below average. All right.
Well,
that is
Wow.
10, 20. Let's go. That's 31. That is 37. That's 39. That is 41. 41 points.
And that does not
Let's
include
go.
your catapult thing, right?
41 was after the 15 from the catapult. So if you want to include that as well, that's
41, that's 56. She has taken... So the 41 is halved because she is resilient to fire.
20 or 20.
So 21, I'll round up. So that's 36 points of damage in one hit. She will need to be able to hold on to the dragon.
Blows us off of the dragon and takes a bunch of fall damage. He is hoping.
Okay, with her, she has... Oh, it's plus 5 dex. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. So 14. I'm going to say that because... How much damage did you deal with this?
It
Let
was
me double
15 bludgeoning and then 21 fire.
That's less than
So
half the damage
36.
dealt. She should have... Okay. You watch as you fling, the explosion rocks her, and you watch as the rider of the Dragonelle is flung off of the dragon. The dragon will swoop. She does not get the shot off. She's essentially removed from initiative at this moment, as the dragon will need to go and fetch her. Goose, you're up. You just saw your brother. You just saw something explode up in the skies above. Madness.
Goose is going apeshit. He's just saw his brother on the top of the roof. He saw this dragon swooping down, the arrow streaking towards it, and Lyndon just one-handed just sends it back at its aspect. He's just like hammer in hand, just like ah.
The dragons that are nearby, the thing that you're facing, looks up for a second, goes what? And just stops having. Wait, what just happened? And you understand because he's speaking Draconic, and you're like, what is happening? And he's shocked, looking up. He's not paying attention to you. He is literally demoralized. You have advantage on your attack against him right now.
That's very good because I rolled a 7.
What a... Oh, no.
And then a 1. Let's go.
Okay, so Goose is
You
not happening for you.
them. You
Yeah.
jinxed the dice.
Lyndon,
How does
Lyndon shouts, pull your weight!
I'm trying. It's hard.
Oh
I've
no.
only got a hammer. It's not even my favorite hammer.
Are you staying still or are you moving?
How does riding a horse work? Can I make it do its
Yes,
attack?
it can do
Or-
its hoof attack for sure.
Is a horse a weapon?
I throw the horse at the creature.
The horse rolled a fucking Bowser, so...
Nice, that's a hit.
Yeah.
So the hoof damage on a riding horse is 2d4 plus 3.
Yep. I've ridden
8 points
horses,
of damage.
and let me tell you,
8
they
points
can
of
do some
damage.
damage.
All right.
We have to start writing a little bit of a
Key,
list of all
like
the
an
things
indicator,
we say.
By the end of this,
In
we're
this
gonna have a
room.
list of things that like we know. No
Yeah.
one. What's a Bowser? How can you roll a Bowser? Where's Mario involved in any of this?
Oh, Goose, are you done? Your horse attacks, are you keeping him there or are you turning the horse
yeah.
around?
Can I quickly look around? Does any of these motherfuckers have my hammer?
None of
If
these.
I remember the word.
None
It's
of these
glossary,
have
right?
your hammer.
Glossary.
But don't. Anyway, we'll get to your hammer soon enough. I promise. Are you doing anything else,
dragon had
Sully?
it.
BBG has it for sure.
Goose, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Ollie, you're up.
You are for sure
All
gonna
right.
die by your own hammer.
seeing Goose roar, like celebrating Lyndon's awesome cinematic like move there. Pulling back from the lupine dodge, I'm just going to crash right in with,
Hell yeah.
with another bite attack. With pack tactics?
Excuse me. Yeah, pack
Have I-
tactics.
have I got
Absolutely.
pack
Yeah, for sure.
Sick.
Sorry. And also, it's like it's literally demoralized from seeing one of its leaders get its ass handed to it by.
Nato Twendo.
Hell yeah! So max damage plus double the dice.
Yeah, so it's an instant 12, but without mods. That's also another 6 on top for 18, and then mods is I should have this memorized, but it's fine. I'll
okay.
work to that. Did I say 16? No, I said 18 didn't I?
Yeah.
20 all up, 20 piercing damage.
Nice.
Now, is it a medium or smaller?
No, this one is large.
Yeah, cool. Large. Yep. No
so-
need to do the prone check then.
That's okay. He doesn't. As you attack him with the 30 points of damage, You push him to the ground. I need you and I need Goose to make Constitution saving throws, please.
You think we'd learn?
Whoa. PPE, people. Goggles,
Con, was it?
gloves.
So what'd you get?
PPE, con
saving
would
throw.
be 17 for
Goose?
Wolf Folly.
I got also 17.
Okay, roll for the horse as well,
Hey!
please.
My horse did get a 2.
Your
So-
horse, as he fails
Oh,
by
that's
5 or more,
unfortunate.
instantly turns to stone.
Well,
Temporarily.
he was a good horse.
He was a good horse. Ollie, you've killed it. You have movement left. What will you do?
Be a good horse
I'm
later
going
as well.
There are
to
7 more
look back-
horses, Goose.
So, can I see Dad from where I am?
No, your father
Okay.
is
Can
across.
I run to get sightlines? Because I don't think we have any other hostiles. So I'll run to the end of the street there with as much movement. I've got 40 all up, so I'll try and get sightlines on everyone.
Yes, as you get there, you can now see like the whole situation. Give me a
Yeah,
perception
okay.
check. You can see further down the hallway because the alleyway, almost to where the gates are.
I rolled a Bowser, so that
Perfect.
brings it to 24.
Looking past, you see that the line of defensemen at the gate has fallen, and
Yep.
leading the charge astride her mount, the messenger. And you can see that she has with her her two-headed spear, and sitting on her horse, Goose's hammer.
That bitch.
I'm gonna use my
Hammer.
I'm using my telepathy to connect with Goose. I'm gonna say, Goose, I see your hammer. To the gates.
To the gates!
Yeah, and I'll use the
Wait,
rest of my
guys,
movement
no.
to run in
Running
that
from-
direction.
That was all your movement. Yeah, that's all of it.
Different priorities.
Garrett will try to shove this guy off of him on his turn. You can hear the struggle. Ah! He manages it. He squirms out. Will stand up and will take a shot at this guy. 11 plus. He hits. Woo! He did it.
We can all do that.
saying.
We can all hit if we wanted to. All right.
I'm rooting for this guy. He's like, I'm the only one rooting for Garrett, but we got it. We got it. We believe in you, Garrett. All right, Garrett does his
Hey.
one attack and he's
rooting
done.
for Garrett.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Garrett. Garrett's like Ollie's first friend outside of the forest and family. So,
He
Would
gets-
really suck if we killed this whole family.
yeah.
He'll make a con saving throw. He takes 2 plus 6. Okay, just 2
Then
damage.
there's no survivors to hold a grudge against.
The enormous draconian who stands in front of your father, it's his turn, and he will then. Ooh, Sabian. Sabian may be holding haste, but he still gets to do stuff.
Show us what you're worth, Professor.
Sabian will look.
Try not to be too hasty.
Sabian's gonna hold his action. I know what Sabian wants to do. He's waiting on your dad. All right, the draconian will make an attack at your father with advantage because he recklessed. Attack number 1. 16 will hit, plus, so it's a 22 will hit, and a 23 will hit. Okay, 2 attacks on your dad. And as he does so, these enormous blades, you expect them to almost like run through your dad, but the muscle, the rage, sort of the blades hit, but they leave little mark on his body, or not nearly as much as you would expect these things to do.
Nice.
He's raging, so he takes half damage. So that's 2d8 halved, 2d8 halved again. So he will take a whopping 10 or 21, 25, 29, 15 points of damage. Your dad is still standing. And he will look to him, and you can hear him start. He had told you a number. Does anybody remember that number? You hear
When?
Number of.
the number of people that he had killed.
He
And
said
Man,
2.
no.
He said 2 more.
and he looks
Yeah, I remember
People
2
need to
more.
he
Yeah,
looks
people
up
got it.
and he says, "You're 73." All right, Corey, you're up next.
Hey.
What will you do?
That's cool.
Not sure if I somehow.
I'm gonna help father.
Oh, I missed your dad. All right, and then, you know what? I'll put him after you. It's okay. Somehow I dropped him.
We
All right.
missed our dad too.
Aw.
We love our
because he was
papa.
not
True.
instrumental in raising my siblings, but that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Corey, what are you doing?
Trauma.
I don't have a lot of things left that I can do. Okay, I'm gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip on this thing.
Okay, it's a int saving
So it's
throw.
an saving throw of 13 intelligent.
14. Is there a minus on this guy? No, straight 14. That's a save.
That sucks. The target takes, on a failed save, the target takes 3d6 psychic damage.
Okay.
What does it say on a success?
So on a success.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Ooh. I calculated that completely wrong.
It's okay. It's okay.
11
Okay.
on the 3d6.
Cool. So that's 5 points of damage. Or that's halved, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. He's down, looking very, very ragged. The blood that's seeping out of it. You can see the injuries from your father's attacks and yours. What and your previous magic missiles. What else will you do with your movement? You can hear your father now shouting out behind him, "To the boats! To the boats!"
Yep. I'm gonna listen to father because I want me and my family to live. I'm going to turn and realize that Lyndon is not next to me.
No, you heard
And I
the
have,
of face stepping.
yep, and I have no clue where you are. Corey's gonna run towards the boats and look for Lyndon.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Cool. As you get off where the broken patio is, sort of wood is, you can see the enormous shape of all in front of you, the boats that are swarming with people that have started to leave. There are very few boats left, and you can see, because you're in that right direction, as does Goose, you can see Lord Gerber beginning to make his way towards his own ships, accompanied by Cassandra and a couple of guards who are making their way. Cassandra has about a convenient 15-foot step distance to her dad, and she looks over and sees Goose there and keeps going towards the ship. All right, Corey, your dad is going to go after that enormous creature. First attack, reckless attack again. That's a hit. That dude's dead as can be. Your father will drive his two-headed axe. Plus, that's enough. He pushes through, and you watch the creature split in half. Slides, falls to the ground, and with this, it explodes in a burst of fire. You're dead. Oh, Finch! I forgot Finch.
Oh man.
Oh man, too many characters. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
If everyone
use
could
some
stop
bardic inspiration.
He
Standing
will
directly.
succeed, and he will only take half damage from the exploding fire. 3d6. No, actually, he takes no damage. As it explodes, it's a save or suck. He takes no damage from the exploding creature.
Is that the same as the one that stole Riz's face? That
No, there are
explosion that one did?
no, there are 3 different
Different?
types so far that you've seen. This is the
Okay.
third one. Past, he looks to Sabian, looks to you, Junie, as you're standing there and your family. He says, "Run. I promise you. It will be fine. I will find you. Go to Kalaman. I will get on a boat, and if not, I will walk there. Nothing will keep me from you." And watch as your father charges in the direction of the rider, the messenger with the horse, and the hammer, and the two-headed blade. He gets about here. Juniper, it is your turn. Oh, he was holding his action. Right. As your father says this, Sabian will cast a spell. Give me a second. I need to bring it up.
I'm sick of these old men.
Yep.
Oh, he has haste on too. He can run
Yes.
real far.
Yes.
You can get real far.
You get real far.
Sabian will use his reaction to put his hand on your shoulder, Juniper, and both of you disappear in a burst of purple magic, finding yourself teleported away to the boats.
What the hell?
Listening to what your dad said, to get to the boats, he will take you there himself, because he has made a promise to your father. And with this, then Sabian will use the bit of movement to get off the ship and tells you, make sure they arrive to Kalaman. We will find you. But it is your turn, and you have your longbow. You can see that there is a creature on top of Garrett. The Dragonelle above has sort of swooped and is making her way down to go rescue her friend. What do you want to do?
I will shoot a scathing look to Sabian and say, "You promised me." And then I'm gonna try and shoot the dragonkin that is attacking Garrett.
You got it. Make an attack. It's right
I'd
there.
like to move closer if I can.
You can.
To better my odds, better my chances.
It doesn't make an impact on your odds, but you can if you want to.
Great. All right, let's give it a go.
What will happen is you'll shoot this thing, you'll crit it, it'll kill it, and then you'll turn Garrett to stone.
And then I'll kill Garrett.
Rob, stop telling me.
Oh shit! That's a natto 20, so that's a
nice.
7.
Natto 20.
Okay, roll. I know we're running a little bit past time, but roll your damage. So you get maximum damage immediately, and then you roll the dice again.
Okay. Great. So that is 13 damage. Not great. I didn't roll very well.
What's your basic die on the longboats? D8, right?
Yeah.
So D8 plus your dex modifier is what?
+3.
So 11, and then you roll another D8 on top of that?
Yes.
And you got how much?
You got a 2.
You got okay. Wow.
I got a 2. Yeah. I told you. I didn't roll very well.
So with that, let me just double check. It's still standing,
It's
but it has an arrow.
13 hit points.
Yeah, it's looking.
I was really hoping that he was gonna die because I was like, do I have powers?
No, sadly, he's still standing.
Divinatory powers?
Lyndon, you are up. You watch as your sister.
I certainly am up. I'm up on top of the roof with no way down.
Sorry, just before then, there's nothing.
There's
else.
nothing nearby. There's Garrett.
Yeah. No, I don't want to shoot Garrett.
Okay, you never know. You never know.
I appreciate you
telling me
have to be
within adjacency.
So
things you have to shoot.
Yeah. The horde breakers, like things that are close to each other. Lyndon, it's on you. Where you can see there's your father. Actually, he's faster than this, so he sort of is at the edge of the map, and he's going to face the messenger on the back of a horse. You can see that there's from the vantage point that you have, you see the gate in the distance. Even if it's just the front part of the army, they are dozens strong.
The person I just blasted off of the back of the Dragonelle, what does it look like the chances are that the Dragonelle is going to get to her in 2.7 seconds, which is the time it takes to fall 120 feet?
There is no chance. That person has hit the ground somewhere in the distance.
Sweet.
You don't know if they're alive, dead, no clue, but the Dragonelle is swooping down to go after them. So the Dragonelle is kind of eliminated. It won't do its own thing by itself. It will go after its rider.
Yeah. Cool. I'll try and get myself down then. I'm gonna spend my whole turn just trying to find a part of this guttering or the part of the side of the roof.
Is right there. He could probably catch you if he wanted.
I'm gonna go as find the lowest point possible and then go. Oh, God. I know Corey doesn't have Featherfall prepared and probably doesn't have any spell slots left anyway, but this roof's on fire and I can't afford to muck about too long, so if I have to, I'll just drop the 30 feet.
You come to the edge, and this is scary. Like, things are burning, it's slippery, it's miserable. You're looking down. I don't know how good you are with vertigo, Lyndon, but it is high. I need you to make a athletics check to see if you're able to climb down relatively safely.
He's pretty good. I rolled the wisdom save first to see how he's afraid of heights, and I don't think he is. I got a 17. So he's not afraid of the heights. He's just like, if I bust an ankle, so be it. But I'm not gonna burn to death on the top of a roof after just doing something so badass as that. The athletics
Love that
check
that's the
is
caveat.
a
Yeah.
6 minus 1, 5.
You make it about 5 feet
Oh,
down before your
no.
hand catches a stray nail. You cut your hand, which lets you
Ooh.
immediately you reach for it, and you fall down 20 feet. You suffer.
Given that
Seven,
I'm next in the
8 points of damage. You're
8
not.
points of damage.
Yeah.
Which seems to, as it cuts me, there's this this greenish glow around as it cuts, and then the damage as it hits my ankles does like a greenish glow, and exactly 8 temporary hit points is removed from the green. What are you calling him? Have you named this bear
It's
thing? This totem?
Ispin.
Oh, it's Ispin, isn't it?
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Ispin's green glow has protected me, and I've not actually taken any of my own damage as I
Perfect.
get back up and use whatever movement or anything I've got to start moving towards the dock.
Okay.
Hells yeah.
Perfect. Goose, you're up.
Goose is going to he looks and so can I see where are the Gerber family going versus where is the Hartmanns going?
The Gerber family is going. It's not on the map, and I should have put it in. That's my fault. But it's further down the dock. You can see not super far, about 45 feet away from you. There's the dock continues, and there are boats. They're walking to the boats that were unattended. Their guardsmen were flung in the water for some reason. You don't exactly know why. But there are this collection of 4 boats, and they're going on one of the big boat that can fit like 30 people. They're taking their guards with them. You see that they have some money that they're taking with them, obviously. There are 3 guards walking with them, plus the other ones that have been fished out of the water are making their way along with them. So there's a big group, but there's unprotected seemingly, right? Like in the wide open, the Lord Gerber is making his way.
Probably not the time to perform an assassination.
Or is it?
Or is it? Is
Or
this
is
the
it
best
the
time?
best time
Is
to perform it?
it?
Yeah, because it's
won't
like
be
it might be one of those
expecting it.
situations where you're like, I should have taken the shot. Should have done it.
Also, like everyone's fleeing the town, and yet he is hoarding wealth. I'm just saying, do you hear the people sing?
Red, the blood of angry men.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. How will your gold protect you now, a-hole?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Let's just do the
Ooh.
whole. Let's just do the whole movie.
my need for revolution is overpowering the.
I know. Goose wants to kill him.
Do it.
You see that Juniper is already on the boat. You see Lyndon is making his way. Corey's also making her way. Like, you're all pretty close to the boats, and there's going to be less boats very soon. If you don't get on one of these boats, you may have to share a boat if they'll let you with the Gerbers.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Goose is gonna do
Be a good
kinda
place to
amazing.
assassinate him.
Goose, can he make eye contact with any of the Hartmanns?
Yeah, Lyndon's right there. Corey's right there.
I just give him like a and I leap into the water. As I do, I'm gonna cast jump on myself.
Mm-hmm.
As he's like splashes into the water, he's gonna cast jump as he falls, and then he's gonna kick off from the rocks with a superhuman underwater dive.
Nice.
Torpedo.
And like essentially going like towards the Gerber ship, and he is going to cling on.
Do you want to be on the ship or on the side of the ship? Like, are you James Bonding this, or are you actually going?
Yeah, I'm like on the side essentially, like away on the other side from where they would like get on.
Mm-hmm. Peak D&D, dude. I love this. Okay, so you jump, you Superman, and you land on the outside of the hull of the ship, holding on for dear life while they're boarding. Perfect. I guess collectively, I mean, we're gonna fit. Ollie, what do you want to do? You can see your family starting to move towards the boat. You see your dad in the distance with Sabian beside him,
Yep.
charging to face a foe that you cannot face. What will you do?
All right.
Wait, is
So
Garrett
now-
still out there?
Garrett's still out there. Yeah. Garrett's still fighting for his life. You see Garrett, he's pretty far away from you. He's like 90 feet away from you. Yeah.
Leave him be. Leave him be.
Yeah.
Ah, get him.
Jesus.
Get him,
So
Cron.
it's
how-
only
this is how
Dad
we
that's up there
lose
fighting.
Ollie.
Garrett, yeah.
Your dad is there to try to slow them down. That's his
No one told me
intention.
to retreat, but I see my family retreating. I see my brother and sisters.
And you see-
retreating.
Your second mom, like Junie, essentially on the ship or near the
All right.
boat. But it's up to you.
Ollie's gonna run to Junie.
Okay. So you can, if
That's
you
what Juniper would want.
if you
Yeah.
dash, you can get there this turn.
Yeah, I'll dash.
Perfect. You arrive and you land on the ship. There's a room for you. Garrett will try to take down this guy,
Do it,
and he
Garrett.
rolls a natural 1. Garrett swings
That's
his
the
blade with the
useful.
armor that he has on. He's not accustomed to the weight of it, and he swings. He overcommits. The blade flies from his hand and clambers to the ground. Yeah, and the Draconian will follow up with an attack on him.
God damn it.
That's a hit. Oof.
We were rooting for you.
He takes 4 damage.
the chosen one!
And he needs to make a con saving throw on that poison. He fails. He takes 2d6 poison on top of it. Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
babe.
Garrett.
Garrett's down to 8 hit
Nice.
points, and he is knocked prone again. Okay. Sabian will follow. He will 5, 10, 15.
Garrett, try being useful.
Oh, actually, Sabian, as he comes
Wow.
by, as he's going after your dad, will cast Magic Missile at 2nd level on the
Yeah,
Draconian.
nice.
1, 2, 3,
Let's
4.
go.
And that is 15 points of damage, which
Nice.
is enough. You watch as that creature, as it's looming over Garrett,
Garrett's
again,
gonna
it blows
die.
up in a fountain of acid. This is the same style that you had seen before, Corey.
Ooh, acid.
This is a dexterity at disadvantage because he's prone. He fails. Garrett fails.
Garrett's gonna die.
Garrett suffers
8 points. 8 points.
Garrett
Shut
takes
your mouth,
5
Rob.
points of damage.
Oh.
And you watch and you
that's gonna
hear
be-
his scream of agony as the acid eats through part of his face, leaving behind a very two-faced kind of look where now it's eaten through. You can see his teeth and his jawbone peeking through. It is not a good look. Corey, what will you do? Your family is running to the boat.
Before Lyndon fell from the roof, Corey was just screaming out for Lyndon. When he rocks up beside her, she's just like, she yells in their twin speak, Tayem Vivek?
Cor. Vuenval.
She grabs his hand and runs to the boat that Junie is on.
Okay. If all of you then are leaving, I just want to make sure that's what's happening. Then you can
guess.
see and hear as the boat kicks off. Who is the last one aboard the ship? Probably the twins. I'm going to ask you both to give me a perception check, please.
15.
Good. Nat 20? That's a nat 20 face. That's or 16.
16
That's
face.
like I just crushed
That's
Rob
the
and all
same.
his hopes and dreams.
I rolled a 16
Nice.
plus
Yeah!
perception.
Get twinned on.
Plus 3. So 19 in total.
You see
That's
just
about
before.
This is why Lyndon follows Corey's lead.
So Corey, you level up to 20 instantly. That was the reward for this.
Yeah, cool.
Bad luck,
Nice,
Lyndon.
nice.
You see, both of you, in fact, it doesn't. You're fine. The clash between the messenger, and you can see her eye splits open with this red light as she's channeling something, this other voice that you had heard previously, and you watch as she takes in one hand her two-handed spear and the other Goose's hammer and goes to strike against your dad. Your dad brings up his blade. There is a huge shock between the two of them. The last thing that you see is your father driving his axe through the horse, felling him and sending the rider tumbling before they clash again. You do not know what happens next. You do not know if he managed to stave off, but as the ship floats down the Vingard River, you have saved innumerable people's lives by what you have done, standing your ground. You may have also cost a few lives with a little bit of catapulting, but in the wash, it seems you have done significantly more good than harm. We're going to leave it here for today as the family escapes Vogler on their way to Kalaman. We'll pick up next week with the outcome of this, your little trek on the river, and the arrival perhaps of the city, or what you will do. The Goose's shenaniganry. Before we head off, we have to give away a Tailspire code because we do that every week, and we have one. This week we had a couple submissions. I didn't get a chance to send it to everybody else, and I'm really sorry. It's been busy, but I will make the call if that's okay. We have another poem that I really, really liked, and this is about Junie, specified not the horse, but you. So
Brilliant. I'm glad that we clarified.
I'm gonna send this to you in Discord, Ellen, since this is your character. If you don't mind reading it.
Yeah.
It's
just a cold read.
Just a cold read.
Luckily, I'm trained as an actor.
Lord.
Do I read it as Juniper or just as me?
It's up to you. It's called Junie's poem.
Okay. Little girl in my heart, do you still run for mother when the nightmares get too much? Do you still cry and whimper when you can't find her loving touch? Because when I'm not busy, I can sometimes feel you cry. When I don't stamp down those feelings, I weep with you and wonder why. Why I couldn't keep my promise that I'd grow up to be stronger. Why I lost you so quickly. Couldn't be a child for longer.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. That was nice.
Wow, that's really beautiful.
Nice and sad.
Just in the feels like that.
And I was like,
I know.
I thought you guys wouldn't mind, but that was really, really good. And just to lighten up the mood, and then it goes like this. Okay, great.
Well, then none of that could be heard.
Yeah, none of it came through.
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
I could hear it in my brain. That was the most.
Yeah.
The sound
Red
gate
is doing
kept-
it.
Yeah,
Your-
is it working?
Your microphone
God.
gate. No, your microphone gate's
It's not working. Well,
This is like
just
the
know
best
that
clown
the sliding
performance
whistle.
I can think of.
It worked.
Of a
Yeah.
clown trying to do a comedic whistle and nothing coming out.
That's perfect. Maybe I was intended all along. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I know we're over time. AJ, are you doing your thing today?
I am not well boating today. No,
Okay.
I've been suffering from too many migraines and I need to sleep.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's understandable. All right, well then we'll call it here. Before we head out, though, thank you so much for everybody being here. Next week, I'm gonna do a little pivot
Level up.
maybe. Actually, I need to double check, but it might be the beat where you level up. I'm gonna let you guys know.
Oh,
If we do, we'll roll the hit points. Actually, you know what?
Next time.
Yeah, we could roll the hit points next time if you level up. Instead of doing a submission for this week, what I'd like to see, if possible, and I think you guys would be okay with this, put a YouTube comment on the VOD when it goes up on Saturday. We'll take all those YouTube comments, let me know, and then we'll pick a winner out of them. So put a comment, your favorite bit of the episode, let us know, get that engagement going up, it'll be great, and it's very easy. Just go be like, I love this, or this is my favorite game ever, or Matt Mercer who? All of these are fine. In the meantime,
let's in chat right now. He's just like, what? Why?
How dare you?
For?
Did you know? Like,
That's so nice.
as a random aside, this is nothing
I
to do.
was just about to tweet about this.
Did you know
Now I'm ruined.
that Travis Willingham, right, of Critical Role fame, was in Luna's chat the other day?
Yeah.
Actual facts. I thought that was really
cool.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that was neat. And she had
That's so
it was very, very cute. Okay, before we head out, let me change the overlay and we'll
amazing.
just say our buys again. Let's start. Who did we finish with last time? I think we finished with Goose. No, Ellen, you go first this time.
Oh, hey, I'm Ellen. Find me on Twitter at EllenKGraham1. You can see all of the different streams I'm in. You can follow me on Instagram as well if you like, at EllieBean96. You see the whole arsery of what I do between being an actor. Yeah, truly.
Alas, you might say.
Yeah, just if you want to see like a random array of like, you know, me being an actor, a playwright, a drag king, and a clown, that's where you'll see most of that stuff. But mainly follow Roll to Cast for all the good things, the good TTRPG things that I do. That is Roll to Cast, ROLE, a variety TTRPG podcast. We also do one-shots on our YouTube channel, so make sure you follow Roll to Cast on all of the stuff, listen to it, like it, subscribe to it, and yeah, I'm super excited to be on AJ's show this Sunday. It's gonna be really fun. And that's me.
Oh, speaking of AJ, then let's go AJ next. AJ, what's cooking up with you? What's going on?
Hello, I'm AJ Winters. You can find me at Winters Tales Co. on all social media or on Twitch and YouTube at Winters Tales. This is my studio that I do Dungeons and Dragons in, but also world-building shenaniganry, including this Sunday where Ellen is going to guest star in a Four Corners game, is where 4 world builders start at the 4 empty corners of an empty map and build inwards.
Oh,
It's
sounds
quite
fun.
chaotic and very fun, and it's at 6 p.m. AWST on Sunday with Ellen, Dead Aussie Gamer, and Janet from World Anvil.
Oh,
So it
that's a
should be an
great
interesting
lineup.
group. Mhm.
That's an awesome
Should
lineup.
be
Nice. Yeah. Zach speaks giant.
That's the one. That's the one I speak. It kind of
That's your
sounds
full
like
legal name, right?
So it sounds.
Also, the name of a continent of
Zach speaks
a
giant.
continent of my game now. Apparently. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
That's true. Zach Speaks Giant, YouTube, rub it on your face, Twitch. If you like D&D, you might like the things that I say and do with my mouth. Ooh, didn't mean to make it sound like
Wow, we got
Whoa.
stealth tongue number
Calm
2.
down.
Yikes.
Yeah,
You're
it started with rub it on your face, and that's where we ended up. So
We got some
Back to the
Nasty.
stealth tongue.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Roll it.
let me just check my stealth tongue roll. It's
Ew.
Yikes.
Too bad.
We need to
That's
make that
me.
a T-shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Roll stealth tongue.
Do we?
Maybe we should.
Yes.
Instead of the Rolling Stones, I think it's the Rolling Stones logo, right? Like it's just stealth tongue.
Yeah.
We did AJ Dread.
Hey, what's up? I'm Dread GM. If you want to find me, you can find me everywhere on all the platforms as Dread GM. Exciting thing coming up for me in April. I'm starting a Call of Cthulhu mega campaign, which is pretty gosh darn exciting. Called the Horror on the Orient Express. It's got Cthulhu and trains. So if you want to see what that's all about, go follow me there. But apart from that, keep tuned in because there's a lot of cool things on the horizon that I'm very excited for. But I'm very excited to be here with these wonderful folk and yourselves. So,
Awesome, thanks,
and I
Dread.
played Ollie.
Yay,
Yeah.
Ollie. Yay, Ollie. Ooh, and you wild shaped again.
Oh, wait,
No-
you wait,
nothing.
what?
Why is he counting them?
Why
Why
is he counting?
those?
Oh no!
Why am I counting? No reason. No reason.
Yeah.
The D100
No
rule was
reason.
not
Okay.
irrelevant
Oh,
at all for
boy.
anything. Rob, what
You
about
were
you?
the lawful evil DM in that lineup game,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. You guys put me in lawful good, and I was like, fine, okay, I'll take it. I'm
That's
really
a
nice.
fun-
We
I'm-
were wrong.
Yeah, we didn't know. Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't
we
know
had no
about your
idea.
DMing style.
We
We
did
had
not
no
know.
idea.
I'm super nice. What are
Very
you
good.
talking about? I'm the nicest. I just throw dragons at level 3s. Rob,
We're
where
coming
can
up,
we
on, coming up on a year since then. Coming up on a
Oh,
year
wow.
since that stream. That was for my birthday.
It was
in
for your
April,
birthday,
so
yeah.
We'll have to redo the different DM styles.
Yeah.
Definitely going to put him in the evil categories.
No.
Yeah.
I'm Robert Hartley, GM. I am a full-time nerd, TTRPG player, dungeon master, and the like. I'm most well known for a comedy group called Viva the Dirt League, being the DM for them over on YouTube. But I'm a dungeon master in my own right on Twitch and YouTube and all the different platforms as well. Robert Hartley GM. I do an interactive game on Sundays on Sundays New Zealand time. On Twitch called Twitch Tales, where the main character of a solo campaign, as it were, is hive mind controlled by the actions of the chat. So if you want to play D&D with me, come along to that interactive campaign.
Nice. And it's a lot of fun, you guys. Apis, I hope, dies soon. I hate Apis. I'm just kidding. Love Apis. Love Apis.
Oh my god.
No,
So
it's
good.
fine. It's fine. I want to see what happens. That's the thing. I want to see if Apis dies. What happens? What would like chat will
got
revolt, and I'm here for it. I love
Evil.
evil. Yes, maybe.
I love it.
So just to briefly, I know that yesterday was the D&D Direct announcement. Whenever this shows up on YouTube, it'll have been a while. But they announced a D&D Minecraft game. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm
Yeah,
not
sorry.
I'm not sure if this is going to be like a thing you can run a server on or whatever. But I'm in early talks with a couple of people to be like, hey, do we want to run like a Minecraft D&D RP server? Because that would be amazing fun.
I was thinking exactly
amazing.
when I saw the trailer for it. I was like, oh, we should get all of the D&D streamers that we
Yeah.
know to just have a big ass server, and we're all just
Yeah.
Minecrafting together.
Yeah, Minecrafting,
Love
and
it.
like maybe there's like
Great.
potential for roleplay, and I could be a rogue, and I could kill Luna's character because that's my dream, and for no reason. But that could
Jealous of the Travis Willingham thing.
no.
Yeah.
But that's my hopes and dreams, and also I could get a snaggle. I think that's what it's called, that hot dog. I will never remember this thing. Anyway, but maybe something for us to consider. That could be a lot of fun, you guys. So let's think about it. Chat, thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. What am I doing on stream? Oh, well, talking about Twitch Tales. We're doing a chat. Plays D&D tomorrow. We're starting a brand new character with a brand new world with a continent called Zach Speaks Giant. I don't know why, but that's what it is. So we'll be back tomorrow. Otherwise, hope to see you guys next time. If we never see you again, take care. What's the thing, Zach?
Goodbye forever. See you
Bye
later.
forever. See you
Goodbye
later.
forever. See you later. Take care,
Bye.
See you
everyone.
later.
Thank you so
Bye
much for being
forever.
here. Bye.
Bye
Take care.
forever.
Bye.